The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Out to my left, we have a man that really needs no introduction for you. Is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Welcome to True School Sports. A lot of boxing news, and all the news, it's like a domino effect. They fall, the domino fall back and forth, and we don't never know what's the right answer. But let's go, Taylor.
Yeah, so before we get into the live, and look, I apologize to everyone. Normally I start these lives a little bit earlier. Today been a bit of a busy day. So we started the live a little bit late, but better late than never. Better late than never, and I hope
we're here.
For the 6 of you here, make sure you smash that like button. Definitely leave some comments. We'll be interacting with you guys throughout the live. But before I get into the live for today, the topic of today, again, as always, programming reminders, because we do have a lot of things to remind you guys about. Tomorrow night, we will be live for the Showtime card featuring Nahir Albright as he takes on Jermaine Ortiz. That's a good prospect matchup. You got Paul Crow on the undercard, another good prospect. We'll be live for that. And then Saturday, we're going to be live twice. Once in the afternoon for the big fight between Amir Khan and Kell Brook, and then once at night for Demetrius Ballard versus Jaime Munguia. So you're talking about 3 live fight reactions in the course of a 2-day span. So there's going to be no shortage of boxing to talk about. Hopefully you guys join us for all that good stuff. And yeah, just keep supporting the channel. But before we get to the comments, Pops, any opening thoughts? Anything you want to get out there?
I mean, I see today the press conference with Kell Brook and Khan and seeing Bomac go off on Engel. To me, I think it's going to be a great fight. Don't miss the live with us this weekend. And like I said, starting tonight, if you haven't, support the channel any way you can. Hit that like button, super chat, whatever you want to do. Thank you for being here.
There you have it. So we're here, man. Let's see. Shout out to my guy, Jean Lejeune. He says, Andrade. Yes, John, we know you love Andrade. That's your guy. Fluffy Cake for a good champ. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Milky Way said, did you see Kell Brook training? Yes, I did. I did have a chance to watch all the Sky Sports programming, all the sparring, all the strategies and stuff. And we'll get into that a little later in the live, but he looked pretty good. So Canelo signed the contract, huh? Well, that's what they're saying now. They're saying all kinds of stuff. Every day is something new with Canelo. Did you see Kell Brook's trainer disrespect Bomac? He did. He did get disrespectful, but Khan kind of started it. You can only expect disrespect from both sides when you have a rivalry fight like this, and it is what it is. But he didn't tell a lie. Like, he didn't tell any lies about Bomac. Bomac did get knocked out a bunch of time when he was a fighter. He was a fighter. Right?
The thing is, Bomac came in there talking a lot of junk, and Engel said, "Okay, you want to throw stones on me? I'm gonna throw even more stones at you." The same way Khan threw some stones at Brook. And then Brook came back and threw some stones on him.
That's it.
Some dirt. So
what's the old saying? They say
it's getting in the mind. Boxing is mind.
They say don't throw a stone and hide your hand.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I mean, I get what he said, but at the same time, he's not gonna let no team talk him down. That's for sure.
No, absolutely. Make sure you guys smash that like button. So we'll get to a couple of comments. And then we'll get right into this whole Canelo Bivol situation, because there have been some developments today, and I wanted to kind of, for those of you who aren't up to speed, bring you up to speed and just give you my thoughts on it, and we'll talk. We'll have a nice little chat. But shout out to my guy Diego, one of the only Canelo fans on planet Earth that I will tolerate under any circumstances. He says, "What are your thoughts on this fight, BT? Bivol versus Canelo is a great fight, way better than those PBC hype jobs." Well, I like the fight with Bivol. I would like to know, and I'm anxiously awaiting to see the announcement from Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Reynoso once it's officially official. I would like to know what fight is the weight at. That's what I want to know. Yeah. Is it going to be at 68? Is it going to be at 75? Will it be a catch weight? Will it be a claw? I want to know if he's going to fight about the actual limit of 175. Because if he's doing that, then all you got to do is tip your cap to Canelo. But way to no way to decide. It's a good fight. Bivol is one of the best technicians in the sport. He's got a great world-class jab. And people are going to find a reason to hate on this fight and shit on this fight. But I think it's a good fight. You can't really shit on this fight. If you want to shit on the Golovkin fight on the back end, shit on that. But don't shit on Bivol.
And at the end of the day, Canelo's the king of the mountain. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, at this point. What deal is more dangerous, the PBC or the DAZN fight? 2-fight deal, pretty good fights either way. Honestly, because I mean they put Benavidez towards the back end of the PBC deal, so I think that the DAZN one is way more dangerous.
I don't know. I think that
I think Canelo beat the shit. Even I think 40-year-old Golovkin is still a tougher fight for Canelo than Benavidez.
No, I think you'll probably Canelo will gross more money. This is my own opinion. Will gross more money, but Benavidez being the big boxer everybody wants to fight Canelo than the Canelo and old man Golovkin.
Yeah, we'll see. Shout out to my guy, Steven Rodriguez, one of the local amateur coaches. You know what it is. Plumbing in the daytime, boxing at night. It's the work after work. Shout out to Steven. You know, he says, damn, he rejected $100 million. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes.
I felt the same way you did. Because I think the PBC was, what, 85 million or 100 million, right? Yeah, 100 million according to Crawford. And then he went for the 85 million. But then, like my son was telling me, he can do whatever he wants.
Here we go. My man, West Coast Barber, comes in out of nowhere. Already complaining. He says, why would you shit on a Triple G fight? People act like he's trash. Now he's actually still dangerous. Well, because he doesn't deserve it. Triple G's whole career, his whole career since the Canelo fight, he sat on his ass and did diddly squat. Yeah, and y'all and you guys are okay with it. That's why I take every opportunity to shit on Golovkin. Straight up, like, you guys know I don't like Canelo, but it's gotten to the point where I actually have less respect for Golovkin than I do Canelo, to be honest with you, because he's done nothing. Since the Canelo fight, he's done literally nothing. But wait for Canelo.
He could have had other options. He could have fought other fighters.
But I don't know how you can say I'm shitting on the fight. I just told you I still think he's a more dangerous fight for Canelo than Benavidez. And you love Benavidez, so you should be happy.
I personally think the Benavidez versus Canelo fight would have been a better fight than the GG fight versus Canelo.
He says, LOL, 100 million for, and shout out to Andrew Schwab, 100 million for Canelo, but no money for Bud. Well, listen, man, it's you know how boxing is, man. Boxing be on that bullshit. Yeah. Shout out to my boy, Johnny Boy. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Johnny's Comeback Talking News for a lot of realness. He says, Bivol can win every round, and he will never win a decision. I already have a reason to shit on it, BT. Yeah, I know. Listen, you can find reason to shit on just about anything, but, you know, I'm trying to be positive, man. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. We know what the deal is, Johnny. Like, I was just telling Pop before we started the live, like, the date they're talking about is May 7th. So that's Cinco de Mayo weekend. They're fighting in Las Vegas. So he doesn't really have much of a chance on the cards because he's fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas. But he's got a better chance than Billy Joe Saunders would have had on the cards in Texas on Cinco de Mayo weekend with 73,000, Mexican fans.
I was going to say, we all know what's going to happen to result in that fight. But for Bivol, he's going to win money. He's going to come out and win either way. Whether he loses or not, he's going to get his biggest pay he's going to get. So be it. We know the deal. But
you respect Andre. LML Benavidez is going to smash Andre. I promise you that. Well, that would be nice in theory, but the problem is, Samson Lukowicz is too pussy to make the fight. Yeah. I think Benavidez will fight Andre, but Samson Lukowicz doesn't have enough faith in Benavidez. He sees something in Andrew that definitely worries him. Yeah. So I wish you were his manager. If you were Benavidez's manager, good. Maybe we would get this fight, but we're not getting this fight. So listen, Andrew, one of the best fighters out there, and anybody you put in front of him, it don't matter if the fight is ugly, pretty, boring, exciting. The result is the same. He gets the W. BT's optimistic, staying optimistic, and I respect that. You have to. Life's too short. Life's too short to be in my opinion, this is how I approach life. Life's too short to be a pessimistic person. You know?
And the reality is the world has enough negativity. We don't need any more.
Yeah. Andre doesn't sell any tickets, bro. How do you know that? Do you have the figures? How do you know he doesn't sell any tickets? Because when he fought in his hometown, he sold plenty of tickets. Yeah, man. He sold about the same amount of tickets as Benavidez, but they don't tell you that. So, you make of it what you want to make of it. Any excuse for, your lover, Dave Benavidez, to not fight Demetrius Andrade.
I want to see Benavidez fight him. The manager's not having it. There's a reason why he's not having it. Had Canelo signed that contract with PBC, I would have loved to see that fight. Will it ever happen again? We don't know. All
right, couple more comments, and then we'll get to the news. Dundada, shout out to him. He says, if Oscar, the Golden Boy, can lose a decision to Tito, Canelo can definitely take an L. Yeah, it is. That's true. But we're at a point though now where like I think boxing when Oscar fought Tito, I feel like boxing was in a much healthier space than it is now. Like when he fought Tito, there was more stars across my weight class. I mean, shit, Tito was a star himself.
I don't think the politics is...
Bivol ain't no star.
Yeah.
Bivol not no star, and there's not really a ton of guys as far as stars in the sport. So he really could, as far as fighters who are carrying the sport from a mainstream standpoint, like Canelo, Joshua, Fury, these guys are the ones that are really like carrying the sport as far as right now. You know, you could throw in a Spence, you could throw in a Crawford, but like, there's not really too many people that are carrying the sport from like a being a star standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Mighty Max says, "What's next for Boo Boo?" Shout out to Mighty Max Boxing. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Mighty Max.
What's up, Mighty Max?
What's next for Boo Boo? He's probably gonna fight Zach Parker for the interim and try to position himself for a title at 68. Personally, it's getting to a point where like Benavidez don't want to fight him at 68, so it's almost like the Zach Parker fight doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But then like I like to see him fight Johnny Beck still. Yeah. So if he beats Zach Parker and there's no options for him at 68, he has that option to go out to 60 and defend against Johnny Beck. So we'll see.
Hey man, Mighty Max, not for nothing. I love you and everything, but Gigi was one of my favorite fighters. He's a freaking diva.
I don't know how the hell they spotted this, Pops, but CW says, "Good evening, guys. I wanted to ask Pops about his dog tattoo, if that's okay. Can he tell us a little bit about it?" So, Pops, tell us.
Shit. I know how you spotted that. They must have seen it before. Somebody told them. Yeah, you can't really see it right now, but it's actually don't be stupid, make big mistakes. This it's a cover up, actually. It's a cover up. So yeah, it's a cover up.
What's the original tattoo, Pops? Talk to him.
I had a fine female.
My mom.
His mom's name right here, small heart, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta take that off. You know, it didn't work out. But I have one of my boys do it, and I've been having this for years. Yeah. But this pit bull no joke now, okay?
But what's the pit bull like? Like, tell them what it's the pit bull, and what's on the pit bull?
It's the Puerto Rican flag, the whole Puerto Rican flag right here. I have the colors went a little bit, but don't get it twisted. This Puerto Rican don't run for nobody, and he fight every motherfucker. He just don't have a bar.
So that's the
man. You must have gonna have my shirt off or something.
Yeah, so
that's all good.
We'll see. But listen, I don't want to shout out to everybody here. Shout out to my boy Paul. Good to see you, champ. I gotta call you back soon. Yeah. Hope you're doing good. But anyway, let's go to screen share, man, because you know a lot's been talked about today in the sport. By the way, smash that like button, subscribe, super chat, all that good stuff. So this was the news. This came out around a couple hours ago on Twitter via ESPN Mexico. So shout out to ESPN Mexico. They say, Canelo Alvarez versus Dimitri Bivol for the WBA light heavyweight world title is reportedly most likely to take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on May 7th. Now, the T-Mobile Arena is a venue that Canelo is no stranger to. He fought the Golovkin rematch there. Yeah. And it's a great venue. You know, when I was going to Vegas, when I was in Vegas, I drove by the T-Mobile Arena like every day almost. Mm-hmm. So it's a great venue. It's a big fight venue. You know, Bivol has never ever in his career been on any sort of stage like this before. You know, he hasn't really like it's gonna be a big shocker.
Do you think you think you never been under the lights like that?
I mean, he's been on the not like that, not like that. No,
not even in Russia or anywhere like that. I mean, at that magnitude.
What was the biggest fight in his career? Like he fought Barrera on HBO. He fought recently Craig Richards. He fought Joe Smith Jr. I think that was in New York. He's never really. I don't think Bivol's really fought like deep on a card in Vegas. Like he did fight. He fought on the Ward Kovalev undercard. The rematch. I was there. He fought Cedric Agnew, but he was nobody. Nobody knew him at the time.
Yeah.
And he hadn't done anything.
And he's gonna fight the face of boxing with all the Mexican holiday and everything. I don't know if we can handle that.
So we'll see, man. And like it kind of goes back to what Johnny Boy says. You know, you want. I really want to get excited for this fight. Yeah. Because I think Bivol does have the skills to give Canelo problems. He's got a great jab. We've seen in the past, like when Kovalev fought Canelo, Kovalev had a lot of success with that jab early in the fight, and then the fight ended how it ended. But I feel like Bivol has the skills to do what Kovalev did for like a longer period of time and maybe even go to 12 rounds. But the question becomes like if this fight comes off and it is on May 7th, and let's say it is at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Pops, do you foresee any scenario that Dimitri Bivol, who, by the way, if Canelo does sign his own deal, the second fight is the Golovkin fight, which is the money-making fight. Is there anyone on God's green earth? Bivol earned, let's say Bivol 116, 112 is Canelo, and he don't get dropped. He's outboxing him.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing. He's precise. Is there any way on God's green earth he's getting a decision in Las Vegas?
I'm just gonna like hypothetically just say it like this. What was Darth Vader? Darth Vader from the dark side, right?
Darth Vader, yeah.
So the same way I want to say, you all know the dark side of boxing. You know what time it is, and then for that even to talk about the Golovkin fight before the actual results from the Bivol fight says a lot about what's going to happen in this fight going forward.
Yeah. But, I wish Bivol the best. It's his chance to really prove himself. We've heard all this talk about Bivol over the years. I like Bivol. I think Bivol is one of them.
I was one of them that said that Canelo should fight Bivol.
Yeah, so I give Canelo credit for making the fight happen. Listen, for a long time, this is one of the fights that I never thought I would see.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, because it's one of those like 2 or 3 fights that I never thought I would see, that's why I'm so skeptical of I want to know okay, if it does happen, is it at 68? Is it at a catch weight? Is there a rehydration clause?
Bivol have no power. He ain't knocking. The only way he's gonna win is to get a Mack truck, 3 or 4 Mack trucks, and rides them and runs over Canelo, because he's not knocking Canelo down out. I'm telling you that right now. And that's probably the only possible way that he'll win the fight.
Well, I wouldn't say he has no power.
I don't think
he don't have fight changing power. Like, you can't just Canelo can't just run up on Bivol.
No, I get that. I get that, but what I'm saying is Canelo's just a tree stump. It's not be an easy opponent for him to knock down. I'll put it that way. He's gonna have to get in 2 Mack trucks, run him over, and that's the only way he's gonna win this fight.
Yeah, I disagree. When people say when my dad says Bivol has no power, that's not true. He does have power. He just doesn't have to use his power because he's one of the few fighters in boxing. Y'all can love it or hate it, but it's the truth. Bivol is one of the only fighters in boxing that has mastered the art of outboxing motherfuckers. Bivol gotta use his power, but you can't just run up on him.
Okay. That being said, do you honestly think you should outbox Canelo in Cinco de Mayo with all his fans there?
Well, he might not get a decision, but he could outbox him. It's a boxing. At the end of the day, look, he could have the whole country of Mexico there. At the end of the day, it's only the 2 fighters in the ring.
You don't think Canelo's gonna?
It's only the 2 fighters in the ring.
Mathematically, what he say? Break them down.
Systematically break them down.
Systematically break them down. Come on, man.
We don't know. Well, see, you saying you talking like Bivol got no chance?
I mean, he has a slight chance, but if they're already looking for the GG fight already,
if they're already
looking for the GG fight already, before even Dimitri Bivol gets in the ring, you already know the deal. We already know the deal.
So you're saying it's damn near a foregone conclusion?
I'm just gonna say Darth Vader from the dark side. No, what do you want?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that actually voiced my opinion for the longest time. Oh, Bivol this is by Canelo. Bivol this is this.
But now, that's not fair then, because if you're saying that he needed to fight Bivol, and now he's doing it, and now you want to change your tune.
No, I'm not saying that.
Hypocritical.
No, what I'm saying is he's going. Bivol's going. Hear what I'm going to say. Bivol's going to Canelo, the face of boxing, with all the Mexican media, with all Golden Boy, with all
he's not with Golden
whatever
Boy.
He is.
He's not with Golden Boy.
Okay, whatever he's with everything behind him. You think Dimitri Bivol is gonna really beat Canelo?
I mean, he
might
not get a decision, but he's good enough to outbox Canelo.
I'm gonna ask you, will he beat Canelo?
Like on paper?
No, we ain't talking about no paper.
I'm talking. We talking about paper. Will he get a decision?
Yeah, we're talking about paper. We're talking about action. Right in the ring.
Oh, he can beat him.
Will he beat him? Will he beat Canelo on Cinco de Mayo con todos los mexicanos ahí?
I don't predict Canelo fights because you don't know what's gonna happen. You might see people forget how to throw a jab all of a sudden. So I don't predict.
Well, the only thing I will say,
the
only I will say I will be with you on BT is when I see, I hope the Bivol don't be his buddy and hugging him and taking pictures and doing the Mexican thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Cole is doing all this crazy stuff and he's rushing doing this thing. Then I can say, okay, you got a possibility because I never thought in my wildest dream that Cole was gonna go in there and literally fight a shitty fight against Canelo. And then I find out that
scary fight.
Yeah, then I find out, he had all this thing with this other lady, this and that, but I need the money. whatever the case may be.
All right.
So what I'm getting back to is Bivol will give Canelo. He's a tall fighter too, right? Tall fighter.
Everyone is taller than
tall,
Canelo.
long range and everything. He's gonna get Canelo some testing, but I just think Canelo is gonna break him down systematically, and I think at the end of the day, he's gonna chop that tree down and bring on old man Golovkin.
Let's get to the comments. By the way, shout out to everybody here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and definitely super chat. CW1983 says, "Cheers, pops." Yes, I was watching some old videos when you were shaving BT's hair, and I saw the tattoo then.
We were talking about it last night. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's the throwback.
Yeah.
Johnny Boy says, "I'm not giving Canelo any credit at all. That fight is if that fight is not at 175. If he does, he beats him legitimately, I'll give Canelo his props." That's what I'm saying.
What Johnny's saying, like even if he wins, unless it's not,
it's gotta be a 75. Listen,
if there's no catch weight, then
if you fight him for the motherfucking light heavyweight title, fight a light heavyweight. I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna fight for a title, fight for the title at the damn weight limit.
But you really know Canelo's history, how he does with his fighters anyway. So at some point he's gonna go ahead and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight him at 168. I'm not gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight him at 169 or 170. He's gonna make it hard for the fighter to come in and beat him. Simple as that. We know that. But I respect what Johnny says because Johnny calls it the way it is. He's basically saying, I'm not giving him no gimmies. I'm not giving him no freebies. I don't give him a shit if you don't fight him at 175.
How do you feel? You thinking the same thing?
No, I'm thinking. I've always said I want to fight him on a natural weight. I always say I want to fight any fighter on a natural weight. But we know, based on Canelo's past history, how many times he's always put a catch weight or whatever called dehydration clause on a lot of fighters. But then people Canelo's fans gonna argue and say, well, other fighters done it too, just to blame it on Canelo. So I'm just gonna let that be. But to me, I'm an old schooler. If I was getting in there with Johnny Boy boxing, I'll take him the way he is, and I'll bring him down the way I'm going to bring him down, or he's going to bring me down the way he's going to bring me down, so to speak. I'm not going to sit there and put any kind of stipulation. I'll just go ahead and do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I'll say this. I hope Bivol beats Canelo just so we don't got to see GGG3. Like, please, I'm so sick of GGG versus Canelo.
I lost a lot of respect for GGG this weekend.
Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't want to talk about that.
Jay Johnson, and shout out to Jay Johnson for the comment. He says there won't be a GGG3 fight because Canelo's going to need a rematch after Bivol knocks him out. It's going to be a big shocker for the world. If Bivol knocks Canelo out, that would literally shake up the boxing world. I'll be honest with you. Bivol hasn't got a knockout since he fought Sullivan Barrera, and that was like 6 fights ago. That was a long time ago. But he got popped. He is sharp, but he don't got to use it in most fights. In this fight, he don't have to use it. Yeah, he didn't have to use his power in this fight.
You're going to have to come in here. This ain't no comfort zone. When you're going in with Canelo and all the Canelo fans, and you're going to a stadium is this a Bivol's fought in the U.S. before?
Yes.
So many times?
Many times.
Okay,
yes.
He's going to go to a hostile environment where everything and all odds are against him. You better bring the Russian missiles. You better bring the Russian rockets. You better do whatever you got to do to defeat the face of boxing, and it's not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy. So, Pops, I wanted to get your take on this, and I want to get everybody in the chat take on this as well. When this fight happens, this fight's going to be on not no Showtime pay-per-view, but it's going to be on DAZN pay-per-view, the inaugural DAZN pay-per-view. So what do you think about DAZN moving their content to pay-per-view? Because when DAZN first came out,
I'm gonna subscribe with $20. Will I get it free now?
No. DAZN.
That's not no more.
No.
But then when they came out, they said that?
Let me finish.
Okay.
DAZN, when they first started off, they said that it wasn't going to be pay-per-view. Yeah. That they were eliminating pay-per-view. But now, because there's so much money being thrown around in boxing, in order to have competitive purses for the fighters, they have to make certain fights pay-per-view. But, they sound like fucking hypocrites because they said they were getting rid of pay-per-view. And now they're putting pay-per-view on. When pay-per-view was the very thing that they were trying to eliminate because, according to Eddie Hearn, when they first started, they were going to be the Netflix of sports. Mm-hmm. So now they became what they hated. So, Pops, I ask you again. Yeah. What do you think about DAZN putting this fight on pay-per-view? Because they're going to put whether Canelo fights Bivol or anybody else, it'll be on pay-per-view.
Whether they put Canelo on pay-per-view or not, when you say Canelo, you see a lot of dollar signs. It's like hitting a jackpot. You're going to make money. But I think it's very hypocritical of DAZN saying one thing and then changing their mind later on and saying it's okay. You're screwing the loyal fans that literally been with you when you started the 20 whatever it is subscription dollars a month and promised them that they could have all the fights, and now you're going to change the game on them. I think that's kind of wrong. I understand you say you're losing money, which I think is bullshit. You're not going to lose money with Canelo being the fight on a lot of your fights. That's why everybody wants Canelo right now. He's the face of boxing. He's the Mayweather of boxing when it comes to selling tickets and everything. And you're going to make money, but you're going to screw over, so I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I think that this BS, but you know, but one of our good friends, my boy Punch was saying a few months ago, he said, if you're really an avid fan of boxing, you're going to go ahead and pay no matter what because you're just that much into boxing. You don't care how much you got to pay watch the fight. But what happens to motherfuckers living on bread and water and you're trying to fight, you can only afford $20
Well, they're
a
not
month.
catering to you. They're not.
I understand that. They're like, screw your ass. I get it, but it's not fair for the loyal fans that have been doing it. So whatever the case is, this is going to be a good fight. By
the way, just so you guys know, because I did see somebody ask, if you have DAZN, right? If you have DAZN and DAZN makes a fight pay-per-view, just because you have DAZN doesn't mean you get the pay-per-view fights. If DAZN puts a fight on pay-per-view, it's considered premium content, which you have to pay for. So you have to pay your $28 a month plus whatever the pay-per-view is. Unless they can literally come out and give the subscribers now some type of discount on that pay-per-view, which I don't think they can do. Listen, I'm blessed. I don't know what I did. For some reason, like I haven't paid for my DAZN since I haven't paid for my DAZN since November of 2018, and that shit still works. Yeah, amen. I still get DAZN. That's crazy. But yeah, so as far as the promotion and the money, whatever. But as far as the fight, Bivol's gonna have to bring it to Canelo. Canelo's been here before. We've heard this before how many times. And I think I've been saying Bivol's gonna win this fight. I want Bivol to beat. Oh, but now that it's signed, you're singing a different tune. No, you're singing a much different tune now. Now that it's about to get signed. If they're already looking beyond Bivol, it's already telling me that this is a setup. That's what it's telling me. It's already telling me that this is already set up. If Canelo, God bless him, decides to say, okay, this is New Year's, I'm actually gonna grab my two balls between my legs and I'm gonna fight on 175, then I'll go ahead and then I respect him even more. I mean, I've learned to respect Canelo, even though I disagree on a lot of things he's done, because he's still the face of boxing, and we need somebody like Canelo there. Well, I don't know about that, but okay. Pop, Charlie says, shout out to Charlie, he says, Pops is getting excited. Please check his post. Let me check. Yeah, man. It's going. I got my thing over here. Yeah. Oh, man. Jay Johnson getting real confident. He said, yeah, I'll bet that the Bivol is smart. Watch his videos. He's smart enough to not get hit. His defense is good. Bivol's defense is fucking amazing. Is it? Yeah, we watched him the other night. We watched him a week ago. So, but you think with all that defense, you don't think an experienced Canelo can break him down? I mean, anything can happen. At this level, anything can happen. I'm just gonna watch the damn fight. Okay. I'm not listen. One thing we're not gonna do for this Canelo fight. I'm not emotionally getting invested in none of these fights. Mm-hmm. You know, because Canelo will probably beat him. I think Canelo probably beat him. Yeah. But it'd be nice. Like it'd be nice if Bivol could upset the apple cart, or we could, you know, at least disrupt the status quo. All I'm gonna say is, and then by Bivol beating Canelo, then boxing's created another star. Like that would be nice. I'm gonna say this: if Bivol goes in there, another Russian goes in there. He's Russian, right? He's Russian, right? He's from Russia and Kyrgyzstan. God bless him. Another Russian goes in there and gives a clean fight to Canelo, whether he wins or not, and does it the right way. I have more respect for him than the other Russian that was in this dancing Mexican and being buddies with him in the other fight. You know what I'm talking about. Cola. Damn right. Boo Boo is a slicker fighter than Bivol. He is, but look, man, we listen. I would love to see that fight. We know I've already beat it to like a dead horse. Like there's not really anything else I can say about Canelo versus Andrade that hasn't been said already. That fight's not happening. It's not gonna happen. Like no matter how much I shot for the mountaintop. So all I can ask is that Boo Boo get the signature fights against the other guys in the division, and maybe. You know, that fight can happen later on, but it's not happening now because he wants to chase history. So it is what it is. But listen, speaking of Andrea, that's a great segue. Shout out to everybody here. It pivots into the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, anything Canelo does, whether you love him or hate him, has a ripple effect on the sport because he is the biggest money-making attraction currently in the sport, apart from maybe Anthony Joshua. And, you know, everybody wants to fight him because it's the best they can do for themselves, financially speaking. So, with that being said, nothing's official yet, but like they reported that he's in a fight. And when I say they being ESPN Mexico, they said that Canelo's going to fight Bivol on May 7th at the T-Mobile Arena. So let's just say that happens, and that this report by Michael Coppinger, who by the way we have to take Michael Coppinger very, 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 with a grain of salt. But Coppinger did report and say that, Canelo reported that Canelo rejected a 2-fight deal from Al Heyman. Because if you remember, right, Pops, the initial offer from Al Heyman was that it was only for one fight with 45 million with Jamal Charlo. But then Al Heyman, apparently, according to Coppinger and according to, I think, Dan Rayfield as well, Al Heyman said, you know what? We'll give you the Jamal Charlo fight in, what is it, June or whatever, or May, and then we'll give you Benavidez in September, right?
Wow.
And it was $100 million plus deal.
Right.
And they turned it down. Turned it down. Now, this makes sense because, right, when it came to the subject of Andrade and Benavidez, they said that they wanted a lot more money than $7 million to fight Andrade. Right. Because the money that was being thrown at Canelo probably was upwards of that. Right. But now that Canelo has rejected this deal, hey, Samson Lukowicz, Dave Benavidez, y'all gotta stop ducking Demetrius Andrade. We get it. Samson boxing, we get it. You don't believe in Benavidez.
And I'm glad that Canelo, in one way, rejected that offer, even though I wanted to see Benavidez. I don't think Jamal Charlo is worthy of any fight with Canelo at this time, especially in his life. From what he did last year, he didn't fight big names. Came back this year, had issues inside, outside the ring. So for me, I'm happy that Canelo rejected that. Not because I'm not saying he's throwing salt at Jamal Charlo. For me personally, I'm glad it didn't happen to Jamal Charlo.
Yeah, because Jamal Charlo been out here flapping his gums. Louis T says, "Do you even watch boxing?" Not only do I watch boxing, Louis, I've probably forgotten more than you'll ever come to know. But God bless you, champ. God bless you. Since you want to, I'll answer your question. BT, do you think these big-time promotions are ever going to hire someone to deal with the social media? Because it seems like these guys are stuck in the newspaper era of promoting. Listen, boxing's behind a lot of sports. Boxing's behind a lot of sports as far as the promotional side goes. Boxing's just now getting into the streaming and whatnot. I don't know, man. I feel like Top Rank is behind. A lot of these people are behind. The problem with boxing promotion these days is that a lot of boxing promoters are very lazy. And the business model of boxing is very old and archaic. A lot of the promoters, they just want the networks to do everything for them. Mm-hmm. They don't want to put any of the legwork in. That's why, even though people hate Don King has a point. When Don King says that a lot of these promoters wait on the networks to do the work for them, he's telling you guys the stone cold truth. So as far as social media is concerned,
and I think that not to cut you off, BT. What I also see from promoters is they have a double standard. They choose who they want to promote and who not to promote, even though they're in the same stable as they are. Prime example, the Godfather with Josh Taylor. He didn't want to promote the Josh Taylor fight. Top Rank didn't want to show it over there in the UK, whatever. But you can go ahead and burn up a lot of money all the way through for Lomachenko. So come on now. So this is a double standard.
I don't know where you guys get some of this information, but Hiroshi Tanahashi says Bivol cheats on his wife. I hope he loses. I don't know. It's not Hyro. That's gotta be Hyro. There's no way that's not Hyro. Orlando says Boo Boo is not fighting Benavidez. Though, is he? No, he's not. But see, there's a reason he's not fighting him. It's not because of Andrade. It's because of Samson Boxing. Yeah. He had plenty of fights at 160 to make. Everyone can't fight Canelo at once. Okay, he had Charlo. Charlo didn't want to fight him. He had Golovkin. Golovkin don't want to fight him. You can only fight who you want to fight. Listen, we've been to this a million times. We don't got to go down this road again.
This past week, Andrade was over there at Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan, yeah.
And he called out GGO from over there. He was in his own country calling him out. So what more is not what's happening right now is not Andrade. It's not Andrade. It's the other side.
Yeah. MB20 says facts. Bob ignored Floyd and promoted Oscar. Wow. And he ignored Bud and promoted Teofimo Lopez. Arum isn't a great promoter. Well, Arum, what Arum likes to do is he loves money. So what he does is he likes promoting the Latin fighters because if a fighter is Puerto Rican or Mexican and they're just and they're any good, they're gonna have a lot of fans. It's like Bob Arum in his interviews all the time. He used to say he says, when you have a great Puerto Rican fighter and you have a great Mexican fighter and you put them together, it makes a great fight. And the great Latin American boxing fans buying pay-per-view. Crawford,
Yeah.
I could build a house in Beverly Hills with the money I lost on Crawford. You know, he don't want to promote. If Bob Arum got to do any sort of hard work at this age, he not gonna promote you. You better just have the fan base. You better be selling some motherfucking tickets.
And God bless Bob the father. But I mean, he's at that age, honestly, that he gives 2 F's about what people think.
Huh? You don't care.
You don't care. He's gonna do what he wants.
He's gonna do what he want to do. You know, y'all saw what he did to Michael Coppinger when he told Michael Coppinger to shut the fuck up. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember what Bob Arum was doing an interview about Lopez? He was complaining about how he's not fighting.
Yeah.
And then Michael Coppinger was like, "Well, he would have fought if he would have paid the purse bid."
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
He don't play though.
He didn't care at all.
Respect to the Bob father. Hit that like button if you guys haven't, please. Super chat if you want to.
That's right.
Buy merch if you want to.
Yeah.
God bless all you guys.
Julius C says Benavidez versus Bivol might be next after Lemieux. Yeah, and Bivol got to get past Zach Parker. We can't overlook these fights. You know, they got obviously we would like to see Bivol versus Benavidez, but you can't overlook Lemieux or Parker. You know, these guys are fighters too. These guys are looking to throw a big wrench in all the plans.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in a way though, like it's good. Like I'm happy that if all these reports are true, which I believe they are. I think it's good that Canelo rejected the PBC deal only because it'll narrow the pool of fighters and it'll put more pressure on Benavidez to maybe fight, you know, Andrade and all that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that all this is possible happen because Andrade moved up to 168? Like all this movement and all this crazy stuff.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Pop was asking me. He said
he's got a record.
Why is there all this crazy movement at 68 now? I said because Andrew moved up there. I told Pop, I said, look, when he go up to 68, the whole division is under lockdown quarantine. Yeah. All right. Like they're either gonna move out the division or they're gonna fight everybody but him. Now you see at 60, everybody's trying to fight each other. Yeah. Now you hear about Golovkin finally fight Murata. Munguia fighting Valdez. Munguia talking about he want to fight for a title. All of a sudden, Munguia has been in position to fight for a world title at middleweight for like 2 years. All of a sudden, he want to fight for a world title.
He want to fight GG.
He want to fight GG.
But Andre was there. Oh, no. You didn't hear a whistle or nothing, right?
None of that. We couldn't get nothing out of Munguia. So you know we'll see how Munguia looks. You know Munguia is he's an improving fighter.
He's still young, right? Like he's in 20s, late 20s.
He's young, but he's not like he's young as far as age. He's not young as far as fights. He's got 30. He's got more fights than Crawford. He's got 39 fights.
That's crazy.
You know. Shout out to my guy Ala Powell, and he's getting real personal. He's getting personal. He says, "With my spare time, I only read books. I watch boxing, watch the Texans when they play, and I watch porno. But I'm about to cut boxing off and replace with more porno. Haha. That way, because of all the boxing shit going on.
We'll be praying for you either way. To each his own.
You know, why doesn't Canelo fight the quarterback of the Jets?" Zach Wilson.
Oh, watching.
Zach Parker. He's about Zach Parker.
Okay.
I don't know. You got to ask him. BT and Pops, I understand Boo is an elite level boxer, but I don't think he can handle the power of either Benavidez or Murrow, even though Benavidez is an accumulative puncher. Listen, I don't know either, but you know what? I just want to. I would like to find out. I'm not trying to write nobody off.
At the end of the day, we don't know. Styles make fights. We can sit here and presume because we've seen the other fighters that got more power, that got this going on, that they can win the fight, but we will never know because the fight's not happening on that. So until the fighters get in the ring and we see the results, then we can see whatever we want.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy, Johnny Boy? Johnny Boy says, I'm gonna grab a hoodie off of you when I can afford a BT. Just make sure you got the John Fury size for your boy. We'll call that the True School Sports Empire Milwaukee chapter. That's right.
That's right.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire Milwaukee edition, Midwest.
He's a big Dan Marino. I know he is. So when I get some money, Johnny, I'm gonna take care of you with Dan Marino.
Yeah.
I see you're big on him.
Right. Yeah, he's a big Dolphins guy.
I'm gonna get him something when I get money, taxes or something.
Yeah, we'll see. But man, shout out to everyone here. If you got any questions, feel free to leave. I'm just going through the comments. Shout out to my guy, Coach Will. Man, another amateur coach here in South Florida. Shout out to Coach Will. I'm gonna tell y'all guys this.
God bless you.
This guy, Coach Will, he's got a son, and I have a couple videos of him on my channel. He's got a son named Adrian Vasquez, young local fighter here from South Florida who trains at Beta Bay Boxing Gym. I don't have no faith in none of these Puerto Rican fighters. I got faith in him. I'm gonna be when I'm like 35 years old.
Puerto Rico, puñeta, para que lo sepa.
When I'm like 35 years old and Adrian become a pro fighter, I'm gonna cover his fights at the MGM Grand.
Todo Puerto Rico, Dios te bendiga.
You know, Rico Ransom says, I'm betting the house on Canelo after Floyd beat his ass. They won't let the Golden Child lose again. They want him up there with Sugar Ray and Ali LMAO. Yeah, they do. Because I mean, sells tickets. I seen this shit myself. I went to Canelo's son. Everybody, it's funny seeing everybody talk about after the Super Bowl. They say Canelo sold all these tickets for the Canelo Saunders fight. Because, you know, Pops, Canelo had more people at his fight than there was the Super Bowl.
Wow.
There was 70,000 people. I read that. There were 70,000 people at the Super Bowl, and there were 73,000 at the Canelo fight. But I'll tell you this: I bet you them tickets for the Canelo. I bet you the tickets for the Canelo Super Bowl were not as cheap as the Canelo fight.
No, probably not.
Because listen, I'll tell you guys this: I bought two tickets to that Canelo Saunders fight. I was supposed to go with somebody. They not showing up, but they were like, you could buy 2 tickets for like $65. It wasn't that expensive because there were so many seats. You know, there's so many seats.
Right.
So,
well, I'll tell you one thing. Canelo is the face of boxing. He's going to sell wherever he goes, and you know, shout out to him. If he sells like as good as Mayweather, like that above and beyond.
Well, he might sell more as far as the number of tickets, but as far as the actual gate, the money he's generating, it's not even close. He's not generating that Mayweather money. Yeah. But he's generating money. I'm not taking nothing from Canelo, but you know, when you have all your fights at the MGM Grand. Bro, do y'all understand how expensive it is just to put a fight on at the MGM Grand?
No.
Like, because like the
venue,
the site fee, because every fight, every venue like Mandalay Bay, you know, whether it's Cowboy Stadium, Mandalay Bay, Madison Square Garden, promoters got to pay a site fee. You got to pay a certain amount of money to stage a fight in the arenas. So depending on the prestige and how great the venue is, the site fee will be higher. Right. MGM Grand is like one of the highest site fees in boxing. So if a promoter puts on a card at the MGM Grand, he has to know he's making something in return, or that he's at least going to break even. Because if not,
he's already invested too much.
You're going to invest a lot.
One thing I like with BT when he goes to his Canelo fights is I like when he interacts with Canelo fans, because a lot of people misconstrue or misunderstand a lot of things as far as you know, how they deal with BT being the way he is and everything. And BT tells it like it is, and he has a good time with the Mexican fans. We have fun. Speaking of Mexican fans, shout out to my guy, Boxing Magic Mex side. He was going back and forth with me today on Instagram because I had commented on the Shakur Stevenson Oscar Valdez post. Yeah. And I said that Shakur Stevenson is going to hurt this dude and possibly retire Oscar Valdez and give him another broken jaw like Scott Quigg did. Another American.
And he didn't like that. So, but it should be fun. April 30th, Shakur versus Valdez.
It's boxing, man.
Johnny Boy says, "Oh yeah, Pops. My dad is from Chicago. He hates the Bears, and I'm a diehard, lifelong Dolphins fan." Yeah.
Okay, man. Don't worry.
BT, is there any elite level prospects from the west coast of Florida, in the Panhandle, and the Space Coast of Florida? I mean, there's all kinds of top prospects all over Florida. I'm trying to think, because for me, like, I'll be honest with you, I don't really pay attention to a lot of the boxing outside of the South Florida area, because that's where I live. I know a lot of the fighters here, but
there is.
I mean, there's no shortage. I mean, you got me and Pops are going to a card next weekend. We should be there. I don't know if 100%. Well, I'm not sure yet if we're going. But I want to go.
We'll know by this weekend.
We'll know by this weekend. We're going to a card in Plant City, Florida, which is by Tampa.
I thought it was around here.
And they got a lot of prospects in that card. So if we don't know, I can't think of any off top, but I'm sure I'm about to learn about some when I go to that card. But the one kid I'll tell you about that I do know from the other parts of Florida is this kid, Mark Reyes Jr. He lost to Janelson Figueroa last year. He's not bad. I've seen him fight. He's on this card. He's not bad. He's pretty good. Al Powell says, "How's Bivol's amateur background? Do you know anything about it? Because he's got all he got on his resume is Joe Smith. I guess that made him deserve the fight." Well, Bivol was a very well decorated amateur. I mean, I believe he beat I think he might have been a world amateur champion. I don't know his resume amateur wise off the top of my head. I just know that when he first turned pro, that was a big thing. So you know what? Since you asked, it don't hurt to check myself because.
You learn that way.
I want to know myself. So we'll go on screen share. You guys can look right along with me, Aldo Powell. We'll see if we can pick out anything on Bivol's resume. And I think he might have beat Kovalev or something like that in the amateurs. Let me see. So this is Bivol's amateur record on BoxRec. That's not his actual amateur record because on BoxRec they only track the fights that they can document.
Okay.
So
there's more than that.
Yeah, he's fought way more than that. So let's go through. Let's see if we can pick out any name we know. So he fought Alexander Vazdik in 2013. He lost to him. He fought. Let me see. Is there anybody else? Any other names? He beat Callum Smith in the amateurs.
Wow.
And Callum Smith was an Olympian, I believe. He was on the GB team. He beat who else? Who else did this man beat? So Callum Smith's like the most. Oh, Timur. He beat Timur Kurafov.
Oh my God.
No. Not the coach.
Okay,
not the coach. You're thinking about the coach.
Yeah.
This guy trains with Sugar Hill. He's at the gym. He was there.
Oh wow.
But he trained with Sugar Hill. He beat him. He beat let me see, Callum Smith, Timur. Probably Callum Smith. That's like his best win on his resume from what I could see. He lost to Vazdik, but Vazdik was world class. Vazdik, everybody forgets. So apparently his record was actually 268-15. That's his real record.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So Bivol is a highly decorated amateur. Been in the world championships. Let me see. Won the Russian national championships. What else? Pretty good. He's not Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev. If you look at Beterbiev's amateur resume, Beterbiev blowing him out the water amateur wise.
You talking about
from the guys he beat,
quality guys?
What?
Yeah. So would you favor Beterbiev to beat Canelo over Bivol?
I didn't see none of that. I'm just saying, like,
okay.
Amateur wise, like, he looked pretty good. Desi Sanchez, shout out to him. He says Berlanga can fight Andrade. Berlanga need to worry about Steve Rose.
You trying to make me laugh? I mean, Berlanga's not ready yet. I think he needs to work more on his feints. He needs to work. He needs to get his skills up to par. I don't think he's ready for no Andre yet. That's like, to me, at this point of Berlanga's putting in front of Andre. It's an insult to Andre.
They would say that's a cherry pick, like hell. Yeah. Well, we got our first super chat of the day. So shout out to my man Emmanuel. I'm gonna say Emmanuel. I don't want to butcher your last name, but you guys know when them super chats come out, so does Don King. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll, and let them roll. We will.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
This fight doesn't happen. Bivol at the right weight beats Canelo all day long. Man, I would love to see it. I would absolutely love to see.
So he's saying like what, 175?
He's basically saying that if Canelo fight him at 75, his ass is grass. That's what that essentially what he's saying. And I want to see it. Like I want to see because I want to see if Canelo's as good as they say he is. I want to see a fight at 175.
Let's say hypothetically, let's say 170. They have it. They have a catch weight or something like that. Could that make a big difference? 2 pounds or 5 pounds less?
Yes.
On a fight.
Yes.
But it won't take you that much to dehydrate, right? You still like 5 pounds and 5 pounds.
Every pound matters. Everything matters. Boxing Magic Mexi says, and by the way, thank you, Emmanuel, for the super chat.
God bless you.
And shout out to you, Coach White. Says, thank you, BT and Pops. Viva Puerto Rico. Absolutely.
Todo Puerto Rico. Que Dios te bendiga siempre. Yo soy boricua como tú y tu hijo. Lo mejor.
Boxing Magic Mexi says, you don't believe that comment you said. I do. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to give Oscar Valdez a career-changing beat. He's getting the Jamil Herring treatment. Why would I sit here and say things I don't believe?
Talk about the video.
Everything I say, I believe.
The video that Shakur was making.
Oscar Valdez talking about, I'm gonna do my best to win. We lost already. He only.
No, I'm talking about when today Shakur.
Oh, Shakur, yeah, they
cut him real quick. He had cut himself.
They had Shakur.
New Jersey was gonna come out.
They had Shakur talking about doing a clip of the Top Rank Instagram, and they said we finally caught the duck. I'm gonna be his. He had to like correct his language because he was about to start talking like the hood dude.
Yeah,
you know. Let me see. My man SR says I'm late. I'll listen later, but I wanted to drop a line to you and Pops. Much love from the Pacific Northwest. Shout out to you, SR, and shout out to all the fine folks out there in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Seattle, the whole PNW.
That's it. Hit that like button, please, if you haven't.
Anthony says, dude, I live about an hour and a half from Plant City. I live in Sarasota. I've been to Sarasota before.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday, the 25th. I'll be there in Plant. God willing, I'm still waiting to see what happens this weekend, but me and Pops making plans to go to Plant City to go cover the Pro Box promotions card. Pistol Pete Dobson, welterweight prospect. He's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting Jose Miguel Borrego. That's gonna be a hell of a card. A lot of good prospects on that card. So we want to go and just see the future stars of boxing. RR1000, what's good, champ? He says, True School Sports Empire in the motherfucking house. You damn right, champ.
Damn right.
We're going long and going strong.
Thank you for being here.
Enrique says, Orlando, Florida on Showtime next week. Plant City, Florida. Yeah, Orlando. What's going on in Orlando? Yeah, I don't know if this fight's on Showtime or whatever, but we'll be at it. I know tomorrow we have the fight with Nahir Albright and Jermaine Ortiz. That's a hell of a card. I'm telling y'all gonna really want to watch that card tomorrow. A lot of good prospects, a lot of good young upcoming talent on the card. Good match fights. Paul Crow, another good welterweight. You know, you're gonna want to watch that card tomorrow on Showtime. Let me see. By the way, shout out to everybody here. I'm just going through the comments because I know I missed a lot of them. This guy's got a fight. I'm so sick of all this bullshit. Canelo is the real deal, but I hate the way he managed his career. But after fighting Triple G twice and Floyd, he's a princess now. I mean, a lot of it has to do with Eddie Reynoso. I never thought he was a manager until I found out later in his career that he was the manager. He's the trainer and the manager. Yeah, calling the shots. So a lot of it has to do. Canelo's gonna do whatever way that Reynoso goes is the way he's gonna go. You know, and hey, it hasn't. You listen. I know as fans we don't always agree with what he does, but from his point of view, it hasn't been a bad thing. I mean, he's made a lot of money. Mm-hmm. He's sitting pretty at the top of boxing right now as far as, you know, being the biggest attraction and the biggest name in the sport. So, you know, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I don't like him. I wish he would really just fight Demetrius Andrade, you know, telling the truth. But we'll let that go. You know, we'll let it go and just try to enjoy the fights and not you know, be a quote unquote hater, even though we know the deal. BC, when you get a chance, could you read my last two comments about George and Devin and Bud and Spence? Okay, let me go up. If I miss comments, guys, just post them again. I'll get to them. BT, what do you think is a more dangerous fight for Canelo, Bivol or Charlo? Bivol. I think Bivol's better, the more dangerous fight. Well, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say because Bivol is, in my opinion, the more technically sound fighter. Like, he's a better technically sound fighter. Yeah. But Charlo is technically sound as well. But Charlo is going to come in there and try to hurt Canelo. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not trying to throw salt on none of the guys he's fought, but let's just be real. Whether we talk about Smith, Saunders, or Plant, when was the last time Canelo had an opponent that, like, power? I mean, these guys fought to their strength, so you can't knock them. You know, Saunders is a slick boxer. You can't. I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say, well, he didn't fight slick boxers, but then he fought two back-to-back, one southpaw, one orthodox, and they're both undefeated. I can't be a hater, but I'm just saying, when was the last time? It's probably been since the GGG fight where a fighter came in there to really try to hurt Canelo. Even GGG, really, he didn't even fight like GGG. He became technical GGG when he fought Canelo. But a lot of that was down to the defense of Canelo and just how slick he was. So, you know, you got to give Canelo some credit. You know what I'm saying? So you would take Bivol over Jamal to fight a better fight? I like the Bivol fight better than the Jamal fight because I think Bivol. I think there's a lot of subtle things Bivol does that people don't pick up on. Right. You know, like Bivol's a creative puncher. Bivol's got different types of jabs. Bivol has very smart feet. He just doesn't waste movement, and he's not flashy, but he's super effective. He gets it done. He's super effective at what he does. Yeah. Jamal has a great jab, but Jamal's right hand is severely lacking. Yeah. And it has been his last couple of fights. And I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not. You're not with it right now. With the more Jamal has fought, the less I'm starting to believe in him. That's all I'm saying. Alapau says, I do get it on Canelo. Work smarter, not harder. It's his fans that he gives the illusion that they think he's fighting these top dogs. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do, champ. I'm not here to speak bad about nobody. I'm here to just enjoy the fights. You know, you guys can talk for me. Yeah, exactly. I'm not here. I've already said enough. Ordinary Pete says, what's up, fam? Love everyone. Shout out to you, Ordinary Pete. What's up, Pete? Hope you're doing good. Jesus M says, Bivol is a fencer boxer. He doesn't engage on the inside. Shit, well, neither do Charlo. Charlo not really much of an inside boxer himself, but I get what you're saying, though. Bivol is a very classy boxer. Likes to stay on the outside, bouncing his toes, things like that. I don't think Bivol know what a body shot is. So you think I don't think I've ever seen Bivol throw a body shot. But I'm not going to sit here and nitpick at the fight. Throw sauce. I wanted to see this fight. I'm probably going to get it. Yeah, so, you know, I'm not going to. I'll probably be there. I'll be everywhere. Like, I'm telling you, come March 2nd, Right now, we in chill mode. We in chill mode in South Florida.
This is like vacation right here.
But come March 2nd, you know, once we leave South Florida,
we'll be running.
I have no clue when I'm coming back to South Florida. Yeah. I already told Pops I have no set return date. I'm trying to go to as much wherever there's big time boxing happening this year. I'm trying to be there. Yeah. So we're gonna do that this year. Would you want Charlo versus Andrade or Canelo fighting them before Charlo and Andrade face each other? I personally would like to see Charlo fight Andrade first, and then the winner could fight Canelo because that's only what's fair. I know people would expect me to say, "Man, fuck that."
Or it could be Charlo and Andrade. The winner fights Benavidez, then Benavidez the winner fight Canelo.
Yeah, I'm not against. Listen,
think about
when people say these guys got a,
we just want to see the fight.
We just want to see the damn fight. Yeah, what I don't want to see is, you know, constant press releases and boxing scene articles and per split this and A side this. And I don't want. I'm not with all that. Like 2022, we gotta. I've said it many times before. I'll say it again. Yeah. If you didn't hear me the first 10,000 times I said it, 2022, we gotta set a new standard in boxing. It's gotta be the year of no excuses and no dishonor. And so far, I'm disappointed in boxing. Yeah, boxing is making a whole lot of excuses this year.
Well, you know, boxing would be boxing if we didn't have all these crazy talks, crazy narrative, crazy articles, and every day. I mean, I was just telling BT went for a walk, and he came back and he was telling me about the PVC and all this changing. Like, what happened? It you just don't never know.
You don't know.
And did you get A's comments?
Who?
The guy with A.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a million comments. I mean, to pick out through all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I think he talking about this one right here. He said, "BT, I warned people and they thought I was crazy. George and Devin were gonna price themselves of that, and they don't deserve the splits they were asking for. I'm making the same prediction with Bud and Spence. They're gonna price themselves out with astronomical numbers they're asking for in terms of splits. They don't deserve it." Well, I disagree. I actually think them two do deserve it. They should get some. They should get money.
And they were asking Bud today, one of the interviews we were watching today, asking him about what more can you do about trying to get the Spence fight. He said, "Look, I've done everything I could possibly do." It's not really, and he also came out and said that Spence really wants to fight. Is behind the closed doors, the politics behind it that's holding us up. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I'm just gonna say that Bud said he tried everything. He called him. He did try everything he could. The bottom line is Bud's a free agent. It's all up to Spence what he really wants to do.
And we'll see what happens, man. He's over here talking about he gonna fight Ugas and all this stuff. So I mean, Ugas be cool, but you know it is what it is.
Hit that like button.
Alex Powell says, "I'm waiting on to pay this fight. I've been giving. He's been giving the fans what they want to see. He has. You gotta give Pacipita credit. He go out there. He fights hard out every single time, giving the fans great fights. If Josh Taylor stays around 140, if he beats Catterall next weekend and he stays around 140, aside from Prograis, the only guy that I think deserves to fight against Josh Taylor is Cepeda. He's fought tough contenders. He's had great performances. Yeah, he's really tested himself in a major way, and he's a true warrior of the sport. So give him a chance to show what he can do against the top dog in the division. Shout out to my guy Logic. He says Canelo struggled a bit versus a non-prime Sergey Kovalev jab. Prime Bivol is a tougher test than any current opponent outside of Beterbiev, in my opinion. And that's a hell of a statement. You know, he's up there. I mean, Beterbiev, Bivol, you know, Andrade. These are all guys I think would give Canelo problems. We'll see what happens. I hope Bivol go out there and fight his heart out. I hope he go out there and just duke it out and rumble his ass off and show the world what he brings to the table. This is his chance. Any fighter that fights Canelo, win, lose, or draw, I want to see these guys go in there and fight their asses off.
If you get your opportunity or you get a phone call, we really suspect it, and you got that opportunity, you got to make the best of that opportunity because you don't ever know if you're going to get that door open up to you again. So for Bivol's sake, you better come out and do something. Better all these other guys, little names that are coming up and get a chance. Do your best.
Yeah. Well, and then on the subject of Beterbiev, he's done his best. He can't do no more than he's done. Yeah. He's 17-0 with 17 knockouts. Yeah. What do you want? Yeah. Unified champion. What do you want? Quay to God, what's good, fam? Good to see you, Quay. Hope all is good. Spence gets more fans. Got more fans. He's got Texas behind his back, but he don't act like he's from Texas. He act like he's from North Dakota. He need to fight Terrence Crawford. Crawford.
I mean, at the end of the day, he can have the fans from Texas, but there's more than just Texas. And that's probably the only place he's going to sell out at Texas Stadium. Yeah. To be honest.
The big black, it is high road. The big black dude carried the Amir Khan versus Kell Brook press conference. Dominic Ingle is going to be drinking Kell's piss tonight. And then Hiro also said, Cepeda's going to go to sleep. He's from Baldwin Park, but he acts like he's from East Los Angeles. He ain't from East Los Angeles.
Sounds like it.
Just one fight ago, Hank Lundy got robbed versus Cepeda. I don't know if you was watching, champ. Hank Lundy was in there sparring Jose Cepeda. I remember that fight. That wasn't the Taylor Ramirez undercard. He wasn't in there fighting. Listen, I like Hank Lundy. I'm a big time Hank Lundy fan. I love the energy he brings to the sport. You know, I know he's not the best fighter in the world.
Really?
He's a C plus fighter on his best day, a solid B. But you know, he talks a lot of shit. He's always willing to get in there and rumble. You know, this is the same Hank Lundy that went all the way to the Ukraine and fought Victor Postol on the gymnasium. You know? So Hank Lundy is a real fighter, but Hank Lundy needs to hang up the gloves. I love him.
It's time to go.
May he be a asset to the sport, but I watched his last fight against Robbie Davies Jr., a British prospect, and got folded up in one round. Yeah, I was beside myself. I couldn't believe Hank Lundy was that damn washed.
When age catches up to you,
father time undefeated. So it is what it is. Shout out to my guy David. David says, I honestly feel Charlo and Andrade can beat Canelo, but if they don't face top tier fighters like them before the Canelo fight, it'll be the same story as Plant, Billy Joe, and Smith. I disagree when it comes to the subject of Andrade. He's been trying to fight the top tier guys, and the thing is, Andrade's fought a lot of different types of styles, but it would be nice to see him fight a Benavidez or a Plant or Morel Jr. We'll see, but you know,
look for the future. I know Brett's gonna put out the interview with Paul Andre, Dimitri Andre's father.
Yeah, I'll be out soon.
We'll be on Two School Sports. Check it out.
Hiro says, BT, what are your thoughts on New Japan Wrestling? What's that, Pops? What do you think about New Japan Wrestling?
We're talking boxing right now.
The Golden Lovers.
We're talking boxing right now. That's like wait till the last 10 minutes of the live.
How are we trying to get you fired up?
I ain't have it.
Right off the bat. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, Hiro.
How Andrade ducked Lara at 154. He didn't duck Lara at 154.
Everybody's saying that.
You know, Lara.
Did Lara duck him?
I really don't think either one of them ducked each other.
It just didn't work out.
I think Lara had his own plans, and it was what it was.
Yeah.
But just listen. All I'm gonna say is this: stay tuned for the Paul Andrade interview when it drops. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out.
Dimitri's father.
Yeah. But let me see. What we had that Brook press conference today.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing this fight. I'm just happy that we finally getting a fight that is a
gonna bring it to
is a rivalry fight.
I mean for the world, but for the UK fans have been waiting for years for this fight. But to
thank you.
Now.
Hold on, I'll cut you off. David, Lara wanted that rematch of Canelo, nothing else. Exactly. He was chasing the fuck out of that rematch. And then plus people talk about. I'm gonna expound upon Lara for a second. Everyone keeps talking about Lara wanting to fight Andrade. And this is around 2017, 2016. Man, Lara wasn't even fighting 54-pounders around that time.
Hello.
He fought Yuri Foreman, and I know this because I went to the fights. I had the press passes around here somewhere.
Yeah.
He fought Yuri Foreman, who was a welterweight, and then he fought Zevic, who was a welterweight, and then I think somewhere in between that he had a rematch with Vance Martirosyan, who, by the way, he had a draw with. Andrade didn't have a draw with him.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So Lara wasn't even fighting guys in his damn weight class.
I think he's got a fight coming up though. I don't know who he's fighting.
I hope he fights someone.
Yeah,
because Luis de Cubas Jr. I actually interviewed Luis de Cubas Jr., his manager, in 2017 around that time, and he talked a good game. He said he wanted to fight Andrade, but
everybody does. When it
comes to shove, they don't want to fight. And I hate when boxing fans take away from the wins of Miguel Cotto and Sergio, saying those two guys were past their prime when Saul fought them. Talking about Cotto and Kovalev. Well, look, all you can do. Look, I can't sit here and say, for one fighter, you got to be who's put in front of him, and then for another fighter, I say, oh well, he's trash. No, in boxing, look, these fighters, most truth be told, whether it's been Canelo or Andrade or Charlo or Crawford or Spence or whoever the case may be, a lot of these guys, they're fighters, man. They want to fight the best people. A lot of the times, it's the back rooms of boxing that prevent these fights from happening. Do the fighters sometimes help these guys avoid those fights and protect their business interests by how they act in the media? Yes, they're told to say things and they can say them because it's at the order of their team. But these guys, they want to fight each other. Look, Canelo went out there so far. He's had 60 fights, and 57 of them he's went out there and done his job. 57 out of the 60 times he had 1 loss. He had 2 draws. All you can do is be who's put in front of you. So People say Andrade hasn't fought nobody. All he's done is beat who's put in front of him. People say Benavidez hasn't fought nobody. All he's done is beat whoever's put in front of him. People say Crawford hasn't fought nobody. All he's done is beat people who are put in front of him. You can only beat who's put in front of you because ultimately 99.9% of these fighters have zero control over who they fight. They can call people out. They can try to make the fights happen by pressing the managers and the promoters. But at the end of the day, the way it works is the promoter and the managers are going to come to a fight. They're going to say, look, we got a date on this day to fight. You have a choice from these 3 names. And those 3 names might not be 3 names that the boxing fans want to see, but they got to pick from one of them 3 names.
Only those, yeah.
You know, that happens a lot, more than you would think. So
really, the boxers really have that much say like they say they have, basically.
Yeah, most of them don't. Laura is the truth. He beat Cornflake LaManna. Andrade called Laura boring and fought regular WBO champion Jack Colgate instead of the super champ Laura. You call out Canelo for saying Andrade is boring, but Boo Boo did the same thing. Yeah, he did, but he never said he wouldn't fight him. He said he was boring. He never said he wouldn't fight him. There's a difference. You can have your opinion on a fighter and say he's whatever, but if you're over here saying he would never, Canelo said he would never fight him. That's a totally different thing than what Boo Boo said to Laura.
Don't take it out of context.
Don't take it out of context. Laura wanted to fight Andrade for communism money. You still thinking
like that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Andrade was in talks with Jamel, Laura, Eubank, David took another fights happened. Hard to believe Hearn and Andrade weren't somewhat responsible for some of the fights not happening. Well, he wasn't with Hearn when he fought when he was negotiating those fights. You might need a refresh my memory. When were they in talks to fight Eubank Jr.? I've never heard talks of that fight ever happening. That's only been a hypothetical suggested matchup. Now, Jamel, Laura, and Derevchenko, those were all fights that could have happened at one point in time. They didn't for whatever reason.
You talked to his dad, so
but I remember hearing about Eubank, and I talked to Ward. Can't sell out a living room. He can't, but I'm not gonna hate on Andre Ward. He went out there 32 times and did his job, and he's a fantastic fighter. Carl Hansen, what's good, champ? Shout out to you in Australia.
What's good? What's going on?
Shout out to all the Aussies out there. Hope you're good.
Yeah.
VT, I mean Brian Castano. I'm a Brian Castano fan, so I'm wondering, do you know what caused him to tear his bicep during training and pull out of the championship fight? Well, I'm gonna assume sparring.
Yeah.
Listen, man, boxing is wear and tear on the body. These fighters don't choose to get injured. It just happens. You go to the gym day after day.
A freak accident.
Sometimes a guy will hit you the wrong way. Yeah. You might be fighting a long, tall guy in sparring, and you try to close the gap on him, and you overextend on the punch the wrong way, and it happens. But what I will tell you is this, and I'll tell you something I do got a problem with.
Yeah.
I don't like what the WBO is trying to do with Castano or Charlo. Castano is the one that got injured, and they're trying to let Tszyu get a title shot at Castano when she's supposed to fight Charlo for undisputed. So Charlo's getting punished for something Castano, suffered in camp, and that's not fair. Like, I like Tszyu. I was trolling Hyro earlier about it on Instagram. But in all actuality, Tszyu shouldn't be getting no damn title shot. But like the WBO is trying to force a Tszyu to get a title shot.
So what's going to happen in the meantime for Charlo?
Huh?
He trained hard, wanted this fight. What's going to happen? He's going to sit back and wait until Castano heals. He's got to get a tune-up fight or something. What's Charlo going to do now in the meantime? If this is the case of what you're saying, that he's got to fight somebody.
We'll see. Dandada says, pull up the videos where Canelo says he won't fight Mexicans. What he really is saying is that he prefers not to fight Mexicans, but he would. I mean, he said what he said, champ. He said what he champ. He said, actually, I remember when he said that. He said that, and then he also said that he doesn't want to fight Mexicans because he represents Mexico. He's a representative of a country. That's it's a little arrogant, but it is what it is.
He's got Barrera and the other greats doing it. What can he?
What do you think of the Bivol fight? I consider it harder than the PBC guys, but I have no interest in the GGG. Truly, kind of split on what was the better offer. I'm only split on what was the better offer only because I really I could care less about Triple G. To be honest with you guys, and I want to say this to all the Canelo fans out there. Okay, so please listen up because you guys always say I only have bad things to say about Canelo. I'm getting to a point where I actually like Canelo more than GGG. At least Canelo is trying to make things happen for his career. Golovkin, on the other hand, he has chances to fight guys like Andrade and Charlo and really light that 160 division on fire and still prove to the world that he is a world-class A-level creme de la creme top shelf fighter. But what does he do? He want to fight Camille Schmerter. He want to fight Steve Rose. He wants to rob his own living.
Yep.
You know? And he wants to stick his nose up at Chris Eubank Jr., who I know they had their thing back in the past, and he didn't sign for the fight. But Eubank's a name at 160. He's probably one of the best names you can get at 160 that's not a champion. He want to stick his nose out there and say he don't want to fight Eubank Jr. So, you know, because of that reason, I personally would rather have seen Canelo sign the PBC deal, because it would have been cool to see him fight two fighters. I really don't like. I don't like Jamal Charlo, and I don't like Benavidez. So it would have been cool.
Either way, in your case, you would have been upset. I'm glad that he didn't sign the PBC contract, because I don't think Jamal Charlo is deserving of a Canelo fight for the last couple.
He got to fight Andrade
from last year and so forth and so forth. So no, he's not deserving. Now Benavidez, yes. When the public demands that fight now, it's going to be a big fight, and you're going to make money off it. You got to make that fight.
When is the boxing video game coming out? I can't wait to make Crawford and Spence finally fight there. Yeah, me too, man. That's probably the only way we're gonna get to some of these fights.
Anybody even heard about the ESP thing? ESP
I saw a thing today because Sean Tatel tweeted about it on Twitter.
Did he? What did he say?
They released some gameplay footage recently because they updated some stuff. And Sean Tatel, shout out to Sean Tatel, by the way.
Yeah, God bless
my boy Sean from Fight Hype.
Yep.
He was talking about how he's gonna give everybody these hands. I got to tweet him later and tell him that I'm gonna beat the shit out of him in the ESPC.
Oh, you ready for that?
Hell yeah. Hyro says War beat the best light heavyweight while Adonis Stevenson was ducking fighting in Canada. People say he was inactive. He fought 3 times in 2016. Bivol wouldn't be champion. He was elevated. Hyro always wants to let people know that Bivol was elevated.
Forget about that, man. He's at that position to make that money right now.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Alfred Gamers. But Anthony says, Pops, I was just talking to a friend recently who was a big boxing fan, and we were talking about the dream fights we want to see. And I said mine was George Foreman versus Tyson Fury. And my friend said with a straight face, Tyson Fury would destroy George Foreman, even with Foreman being in his prime. Do you agree with that, Pops?
I don't know. George Foreman's a big man.
Hell no. I'm going to say
I'm taking Foreman on that one.
No way.
He has some big,
I'm not saying Fury can't beat him. I'm just saying like he's not gonna.
Foreman's like has some. His punches will knock you to another loop in his hands. From what I heard,
Foreman used to
go to the trains and stuff. They should tell you about
Foreman used to throw these like corkscrew punches to the body.
He would beat Fury.
I don't know if he beat Fury, but
I think he would beat Fury.
I don't know. I don't know if he beat Fury, but I'm just saying like that ain't no cakewalk. Listen, George Foreman ain't a cakewalk for no man.
No.
There's no heavyweight.
I would take him.
Hell no.
I would take Foreman.
Foreman don't get the credit he deserves. He don't get the credit he deserves.
Fight him with an ESP. We can fight him with
he don't get the credit he deserves for having the world class jab, for his ability to land those crafty those kidney shots. Pete, man, them George Foreman kidney shots. He used to be in the orthodox stance. He would act like he throwing a straight right, turn that shit over, and bang, it'd be a kidney shot. Bang. Right there in the kidney. Stop you in your tracks.
The Instagram or YouTube, he got his own channel now, too. Y'all go check out Joe Foreman's channel, follow him. Tell a lot of stories and stuff.
George Foreman?
Yeah, he got one.
Okay.
He looked good. Yeah, so I would take Foreman.
Over Fury?
Yep.
Okay, well, Pop, let me ask you this. What do you think about this? Because now we finally have the damn fight announced. We don't got to worry about if it's getting announced, if it's not getting announced. We got Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. It seems like a lot of people are starting to rally around Valdez and try to encourage him that he can win. Mm-hmm. You giving Valdez any chance against Shakur Stevenson?
No, I think Stevenson showed me enough, and I know every fight's different. I really, at the beginning, used to tell my son all the time, Stevenson's just a technical fighter. He never finishes anybody off. But push comes to shove, what he showed me in his last fight. You push him to the limits, he's going to come. And that's not taking that away from Oscar Valdez, because Oscar Valdez is a good fighter. He's going to put the pressure on. I think it's going to be a great fight, but I'm going to have to take New Jersey's own. Yeah, by what? Stoppage? I'm going to say, I don't know. Because it's hard to predict, because if you push Shakur to the limit, he can bring it out. So I'm going to say UD for right now. Okay. What do you think of the Beterbiev versus Smith Jr. 3-belt unification? I had I like Bitter. I know I'm not getting directly to the answer I should. I like Beterbiev, what he did in the last fight against Brown. He showed it. He's knocking out people. He's doing his thing. He'll stand there and fight with you. But we were talking about this last night live. Smith is gonna bring it to him, and he's got that overhand left he throws?
Overhand right.
Overhand right. That's deadly. So in my case, I like both of those fighters. I'm gonna slightly. I haven't said it, but I'm gonna go. I like Benavidez.
Going Benavidez?
Yeah.
You know what? I like. I love that fight. To be honest with you, Chris, like I'm just waiting for the date, the venue, all that stuff to get finalized. Because that's one that I'll circle on my calendar. You know, it's great to see. You know, the very first video I made on this channel this year was I said that the light heavyweight division was going to make a big comeback. I said this year was going to be a banner year for 175 because this has been a weight class where over the last 2 or 3 years, you know, it's had potential fights that haven't happened for whatever reason. Now. I think, you know, we're in a position where now we're going to get some movement towards the top. You're going to see Canelo fight Bivol. Mm-hmm. You'll probably get this fight. I think you'll probably see Zurdo fight maybe Callum Smith later in the year.
Good fight.
You see maybe
he really wants Bivol, though. I'd like to see that happen.
Anthony Yarde probably got the winner of Smith versus Benavidez. He's in the fold. Buatsi's still around.
I like Yarde and Buatsi. I think that'd be a great fight.
It would, but you know.
Yeah.
But as far as that fight, if once it gets announced, there's not going to be probably too many fights in boxing I'm more excited for than that because Joe Smith Jr. We know Joe Smith Jr. doesn't have the boxing ability of a guy like Benavidez. But one thing we do know about Joe is Joe comes to put your lights out.
Yeah, you're not.
And we know that we should have confused Benavidez with George Chavallo. His chin is very is if you touch it, he'll fall. He's been dropped by Callum Johnson. He's been dropped by domestic level Canadian fighters. So you could definitely
even at this point of his stage of his career, the way he's fighting,
especially now because he's 37, he's getting up there in age, you know. So like I wouldn't write Joe Smith Jr. off at all. Yeah. I think you'd be foolish to write off Joe Smith Jr. Hyro says Benavidez is going to beat the crap out of Joe Smith. Joe Smith ain't the world champion. You're gonna have a W. How are you gonna have a WBO tournament without Gilberto Zotto Ramirez? Yeah, because when the WBO had a mini tournament at 168 when Zotto was champion and he wasn't in the damn tournament, but he was champion.
That's crazy.
So Hyro always gets mad at Hyro hates Top Rank.
Hyro, you just can't control things.
He don't like Top Rank.
You have to just accept what they are and move on.
Shout out to David. He says, when are you going to Tijuana to visit the future champs? A lot of South Americans and Mexicans get made there. I don't know when I'm coming to Mexico. I do want to go to Mexico. It's on my agenda. I don't have like an exact day I want to go to Mexico.
You will go.
But I do want to go if things go well. Hopefully, maybe this year. You know, I'll love to go to Mexico and see the boxing scene there, get to experience the culture of boxing there. I always love going to different states and different places to experience boxing because it helps me understand the sport on a deeper level. So hopefully, maybe sometime in 2022. I don't have a direct answer, but you know, shout out to Mexico. They produce a lot of great fighters and are still producing a lot of great fighters. So hopefully, sooner rather than later. Was it Benavidez offered a shot at Benavidez at 175 and Benavidez declined? Correct. Yes, you're right. When Benavidez missed weight on the scale, he actually he had a chance to the WBC pretty much said, listen, man, you are so fat. We're going to remove you from the 168 ranking because you can't make 68. They basically told him, WBC told Benavidez, you're not a 68 pounder. Jeez. So they said, okay, we're going to move you out the 168 rankings, but we respect you so much because you've been champion. So we're going to honor your status as WBC super middleweight champion. And we're going to put you number one in the WBC ranking, the WBC rankings at light heavyweight. And the minute Benavidez found that shit out, he said, I got to fight Benavidez? Hell no. Put me back in the 168 rankings. So then Benavidez went back to the WBC and asked to be reinstated into the WBC rankings, and they honored his request. So that's what happened.
So he ran away, you say?
He didn't run to it.
Yeah.
He didn't run to it. My guy right here, he says, Zotto versus Joe Smith after Benavidez steamrolls him. I wanted to see Zotto. I wanted to see Zotto versus Bivol. That was like a bet
for a while, and they got some kind of beef or something. Zotto been saying, Bivol been saying all this other stuff. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah. Trash Boat says it's crazy that Khan versus Brook is a fight where both guys are past their primes, and it's one of the most exciting fights of the year. It's the biggest fight in boxing, champ.
Yeah,
ain't no fight big.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. You know, the UK fans was dying for this fight for like the longest time, and what I like about it is it's just like it's not the same thing, but just like Bo and Lewis never happened. I mean, that would have been the same that would have happened with Khan and and Brook in the UK where the people will say, damn, if this would have happened.
I gotta cut you off, Pops, but Canelo Alvarez just tweeted within the last. Canelo himself tweeted 20 minutes ago. This is what he tweeted. He said, "Sobre mi siguiente pelea nada está."
Oh shit!
He said about my fight, nothing is confirmed. So this was 10:49. This is 20 minutes ago. So Canelo is saying, "Look, if y'all getting excited about Bivol, maybe he watched this live." Hey Canelo, shout out to you, Chad, if you watching live. No, but listen, Canelo's saying himself. He said, "Look, if you're getting excited about me fighting Bivol, it ain't confirmed. If you're getting excited about me fighting Benavidez or Charlo, it ain't confirmed." So you know what that means?
That's what we said we came on.
You know what that means, right? You know what that means, right? Canelo versus Macabu, escribiendo la historia.
I like to see him fight right up.
He gonna fight Macabu. He gonna fight Anthony Durrell.
I mean, every day the dominoes roll. We don't know. We're just trying to bring you guys the information.
But we trying to bring down the information.
But he just tweeted it right now.
But he literally just tweeted it. So it's funny. You know, you get, once again, Michael Coppinger exposed.
Yeah.
Michael Coppinger exposed again. By the way, for all of you out there that said that Loma's fighting Kambosos, where's the fucking fight posted? Where's the confirmation from George? Y'all really gonna trust Coppinger? Listen, I only use Coppinger because he, it creates conversation. I'm just saying, like,
if that fight ever happens, it's gonna be, for me personally, that'd be a better fight than David Haney and Kambosos.
Yeah.
And I truly believe what my son said. He just doesn't say things just to say it. That's his philosophy on things. He's been saying for the longest, the fight that's gonna be Garcia and Kambosos. He says until I don't see a Rich Stone with 3 rules. You got the date,
fight venue, and network. Until you got them 2 things sorted out, there's no reason for anybody to get excited. I mean, it makes for a good conversation. It helps us have things to talk about on the lives. But there it is for the man himself, Canelo Alvarez. One of the top pound fighters.
Yeah.
He said, about my next fight, nothing is confirmed. So he basically what he's saying is
mi siguiente pelea nada está confirmado.
He might still, so the dream is still alive.
Confirmed, yeah.
Don King might work with Canelo. Macabu.
Oh my God.
Macabu. And speaking of Don King, again, shout out to my man Emmanuel. Listen, make sure y'all follow Emmanuel's lead. Shout out to Emmanuel with the super chat. Speaking of Don King, like I said, when the super chats come out, that's when Don King comes out. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. And Pops. You know who else let the good times roll?
Who's that?
Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner. Put these fools in the Steiner recliner and talk to him, champ.
The bump and grind. And it's only a matter of time because he called me the big bad booty daddy.
Shout out to Don King and Scott Steiner. But Emmanuel, thank you for the super chat. Emmanuel says Crawford stops everyone at 147. Just move up already. The Spence fight won't happen unless he waits for the Tartan Tornado to move into the space. Also, the Bivol fight won't happen. But if it maybe it will happen at 168. Well, shout out to you, champ. But as far as Crawford, he said today, funny enough, he mentioned Crawford. Crawford was doing a number of interviews today at the Brook press conference in the UK, and he pretty much said, "Look, if I can't get Spence, I want to go up to 54 and fight the Charlo Castaño winner to become undisputed." Now, imagine that. Imagine Crawford going up to 154. Escribiendo la historia.
What?
Shooting to become a two-time undisputed champion.
You gotta respect Crawford. We can say whatever you want about him. But he's trying to make fights at 147. He did it at 140. He did it at 135. And now he's saying, Bomac even came out and said it when they asked him also. He said, no, we're going to shoot. We can't find it at 147. We're not going to sit here and wait for Spence all day or whatever the case is. We're going to move up from that. I'm looking for him this shit to go 154. So I wouldn't be surprised. And Crawford was all for it.
And that's that'd be something to watch. We know Crawford and Jermell Charlo have had words in the past.
Yeah.
So if Castaño and Charlo fight, which we don't even know if that's gonna happen because now we're hearing all this Tszyu stuff. Tszyu gonna get a shot at the belt when he was supposed to fight on the undercard. But
listen, man, what I've been learning this past week about boxing, everyone was them dominoes just keep falling.
They keep falling. We just don't know.
Right now we're telling you what we heard today. Tomorrow night,
and then you hear Canelo saying something different. So
Canelo just came on and said nothing's confirmed.
And You know, Bivol ain't fighting no Canelo. So ESPN Mexico exposed. Wow. ESPN Mexico exposed. Michael Coppinger exposed. We don't know what to believe. But if you're just tuning in, shout out to everybody here. Make sure you smash that like button. Take the time to subscribe and definitely feel free to super chat. But this is Canelo literally at 10:49. I'm on Eastern time zone, so it's 11:14 here in the East, as you guys can see in the bottom on my screen. So he just tweeted this shit. He's telling you that nothing's confirmed. So that means he's still mulling over his options. So that could mean he's either gonna still take the DAZN deal, still take the Matchroom deal, or it could mean 2 or 3 other things. It could mean maybe Makabu, the fight at cruiserweight, is still a thing. That, man. It's possible.
I really want him. If he goes back to the PBC thing, take Jamal Charlo's name out of there.
Maybe he's gonna fight John Ryder.
I'm telling you, I would love him to fight John Ryder, but you would tell me this. He has to fight the mandatory or some crap. You don't know.
You can never know.
I like John Ryder in the Canelo fight. We talked about this, the size, the stature that we know what Canelo brings. We know his skills. We know everything about him, but the size. They're both evenly as far as size and stature. They're both pretty much similar. We already know how what's the name? The Gorilla comes out and fights. I mean, we see it this past weekend, and we know that'd be a great fight. I'll be honest with you. And Canelo always said that he wanted to go to the UK, but why not better time to go? And timing is everything. Why not better time now? We're having the Gorilla and him in the ring and in the UK.
So yeah, there you have it. Canelo and y'all know nothing is confirmed.
Wow.
So
we might be in this live. We know before the live to come up with
maybe they'll sign the Makabu fight while we're live.
No, we don't want to see no damn Makabu.
Maybe Canelo watches the channel.
You think so?
Maybe hey,
thanks, Harold, for that shirt you made. Was he wearing a True School Sports shirt the other day? Courtesy of Harold, the co-manager.
I gotta have that one day.
Yeah.
It's funny. Crawford says Canelo avoids black fighter. Yeah, Crawford's biggest win versus a black fighter is Ndongo and a past his prime Porter. We're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that because shit on Ndongo all you want. I mean, Ndongo was the guy who was the belt. But one thing we're not gonna do. I'm sick of people doing this because how are we doing this shit too? One thing we're not gonna do is discredit Porter. Everybody wants to discredit Porter now.
One thing that I did catch from Seconds Out and the interview with Bud Crawford that he brought out is that he brought it out. Okay,
he brought it out. So these are our words. Crawford said this. Crawford said this.
He said that black people are always trying to shit on each other. Instead of trying to work together to bring each other up for the success of whatever they're doing. In boxing as well in the real world. And you know what? I agree with Bud. I agree totally what he said. So don't take it from us saying he came out and said it. Go check out the interview, Seconds Out interview with another guy that we like here. He interviewed him in the UK and he came out and said that instead of people bringing of its own kind, bringing people down, they should try to bring each other up.
I'm gonna tell you this, Pop. This is a bit off topic, but man, I've been watching Charlo. I've been watching Charlo train like on Instagram and stuff. He looked like he ready to kill something on March 5th. He getting me gassed. He getting me really excited.
You better believe it because he's coming.
I'm getting really excited. Von Dutch, what's good, champ? He says, what's good, True School Sports? Everyone smash the like and subscribe button. Absolutely. And thank you, Von Dutch. Good to see you, champ. Hope all is good. Hope everybody's good wherever they're at in the world. Let us know where you're at. Like, let us drop it in the comments. Tell us where you guys are from. We in Miami, as always, South Florida. I won't be here, in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
so we just enjoying these last couple of lives, Von Dodge says, I see you guys with the fresh haircuts. Yeah, I had to get the Fred Flintstone.
He's the president, yeah.
I told you, BT, he wasn't serious at the fights. He was wearing his Fox mask. Whatever, Harold.
Yeah, whatever. That was making me laugh. Harold just laughing. I mean, like I said, we have we don't know what's going to happen. I'm just happy that nothing's been confirmed. I would like to see him fight Benavidez, but not with Jamal Charlo's name on there. Honestly, put somebody else to fight on the thing. I don't think Jamal this time deserves to be fighting after what he's been through in the last last year, how he fought his opponents, and even now fighting some junk people, trash fighters. No disrespect to them, but as far as talent, that Pedraza, he's gonna get dropped by Ramirez. Did you see Pedraza in Puerto Rico training? He looked good, man.
I don't know, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So I had everything a bit off when it came to the Charlo Castaño thing. Tims was not gonna fight Castaño. Tims was trying to fight Charlo. He actually came out and said it. He said, "Give me Charlo. give me Charlo. Tim Tszyu has reacted to face Brian Castano. He's reacted to the Brian Castano injury with an offer to face Jermell Charlo on 1 month's notice. If Castano was injured, I can step up and fight Charlo, and Castano can fight the winner of this fight.
Okay.
So Tim Tszyu wants to smoke.
Oh,
Tim Tszyu coming.
Yeah.
Australia's very own.
Australia, baby, ain't playing. Let's go.
You know, it is. You know, Tim Tszyu was the WBO mandatory challenger, so he can step in, they can fight, and make this shit happen.
That's it.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tim Tszyu versus. I'll tell you this. If Tim Tszyu fight Charlo, the Tim Tszyu that fought Takashi Inoue better not show up. If the Tim Tszyu that fought Takashi Inoue shows up, Jermell Charlo gonna spark him.
Yeah.
He was pushing his punches in the later rounds. He was getting a little tired. I think you could probably say, it'd be easy to say that maybe the Jermell Charlo fight is a bit too early for Tim Tszyu. Mm-hmm. But you know what?
If opportunity knocks, you know when you're gonna get it. The politics, everything out. If he's willing to do what he just said and call it out the way he called, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Make it happen, champ.
Yeah.
You know, no excuses, no dishonor. Tim Tszyu's trying to be great. Well, Hyro, what was that Keith Thurman song? Do you want to be great? Have you seen the Keith Thurman entrance when he came out against Barrios?
That's a favorite song, right?
When he came out with from the Barrios fight, he had an R&B singer, some black dude.
Oh yeah.
And Keith, and the song was like, "Do you want to be great?"
I tell you what I do like about Keith one time Thurman. I like that red, white, and blue. And he says you wear red, white, and blue because of America and opportunity and living his dream. So shout out.
He's living his American dream. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the news, man. Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu wants.
So you clarify
all the smoke.
Yeah, I like that though. I hope that actually something comes out of that. You know. Did you see Andrade the other day? Shadow boxing or playing around with Shakur. I thought that was funny. And one of the coaches in the back was telling the coach, "You better not play with."
Hey, Pops. You know what? I'm not gonna tell you what I think, but I want you to analyze this fight poster, and I want everybody here, all 18 of you that are still watching. A shout out to you guys. I want y'all to analyze this fight poster because someone told me something about this fight poster. I'm not gonna tell you what they said, but Pops, the Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez fight poster. This is it right here. I'm gonna put it on bright so you can kind of see it a little bit better. Hold on. What do you think about that fight poster? Just kind of like look at it. What do you think about this fight poster? And you guys, what do you guys think about it? What do you think?
I think it's plain as fuck.
You don't like it?
No, I don't see shit wrong.
You don't see? Okay, well, like look at.
I see the writings and stuff.
Look inside the letters. Like, what do you see in the Oscar Valdez letters?
That's all like Indian or something like that, right? This design
like that, yeah, okay. And then what do you see in the Shakur Stevenson letters? It's
graffiti and all kind of crazy.
Yeah, someone told me earlier that they think this poster is racist.
You know,
they think it's racist because
in this country, the way things are right now, it's crazy what people think anything offended in any way, but your freedom of speech.
Oh, you know what? This is a good question.
So
this is a good question. I just realized Oscar's name is first. You know what that means, right? It means he's the A side.
So it is?
That's not what that means. If a guy's name is first, like Brook, Khan is the A side. Mayweather Pacquiao, Mayweather Canelo.
Yeah. He could be whatever.
Somebody pointed that out. I didn't even realize that later. Like
Oscar be the A side. I mean, who's fought better points? Oscar, right? Yeah.
Of course, Oscar's fought more.
At least, I mean, you can't take. I mean, regardless of the last fight, he won the fight. I mean, he beat the shit out of Burchell, whatever how we did it. You guys give credit to him too. He's gonna be a good fight. I just think what Shakur showed me in his last fight. What he showed me in that last fight, when push comes to shove,
when shit gets hot,
and you've been telling me for years, Pop. You been telling me, Pops, you haven't seen the best of Shakur, but it's coming. And sure enough, you
were trying to talk about Shakur Stevenson like he was Devin Haney.
Yeah, I thought he was like
he was Devin Haney.
Yeah, I thought he was like exactly like Devin Haney, like a piece of pattern. He don't do nothing. He just goes for the points. He's the point there. He's fast, this and that. He doesn't do anything. My son says, Dad, you have not seen the best of Shakur. You know what? When I seen that fight, I had my foot in my mouth.
Yeah. Freaking Ben Adams says, "Hi, BT and Pops.
God bless you.
I want to see Canelo versus Zach Parker. Zach Parker will smoke Canelo.
He's still promoting for you. You're better than the promoters, man.
You do better than Frank Warren.
Yeah.
To be fair, Zach Parker has been WBO super middleweight number one contender for
he's from the UK, right?
Over a year.
Who you got for this weekend? Who you got winning this weekend?
Let me see. William Ford says, I think so Shakur took the B-side just to get Valdez to stop ducking. Shakur wants to be the best. He do. And I had a chance to meet Shakur, and I always talk about this a lot because I think he's a special fighter. I had a chance to meet Shakur before he went to the Olympics, and Shakur Stevenson, I knew then he was going to be somebody in boxing.
Check out his interviews. It's a sports.
He's going to be somebody in boxing come April 30th when he smokes, when he beats the piss out of Oscar Valdez. It's because he's with Canelo. Get the fuck out of here. That's probably why he. Honestly, funny enough, that's probably why he is the A side. You know.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But we one thing we're gonna give Oscar Valdez credit for.
He was man of his word. He was man of his word.
And it's one thing my dad was telling me: nothing in this world that you have in your life, but that word, your word of your mouth
and your balls.
Yeah, and your balls.
That's right.
So he came out. The fight's on. So next time I see him, I'm definitely gonna give him respect.
Emmanuel says Shakur is going to teach Valdez. Is going to give Valdez the beatdown of his life. He is the real deal. Yeah. And I keep trying to tell, some of these ignorant. Not ignorant. Okay, I won't say ignorant, but some of these blind Mexican fans, because there's boxing. Like I know plenty of Mexican fans that just love the sport of boxing and they just pick who they want to win or what they think. But then there's Mexican fans that they just pick everybody who's Mexican only because of Mexican. It has fuck all to do with the boxing skills. They just think that everybody's because of Mexican. A lot of those fans, I've been trying to tell them, Shakur Stevenson is gonna beat the living shit out of Oscar Valdez. Yeah. It's gonna end very badly for him.
Yeah,
very badly. I can't wait.
They're not gonna believe it until
I'm going to this fight. Yeah. I'm going to this fight.
I honestly think this is gonna be one of the best fights of the year. It's gonna be a lot of fireworks in this fight because one thing Oscar Valdez doesn't do, he doesn't back down. He goes in there, he'll fight you, he'll chase you down, and believe me, if you bring that fight and you try to break that rhythm of Shakur Stevenson, it ain't gonna happen. He's just gonna come out like I said. He truly convinced me the last fight that he had a dog in it, and my son was telling me this for years.
And you don't want to listen. So.
And his philosophy says again, I just don't say things.
If I tell you a fighter is going to be something in boxing, you better just take it. Yeah. Logic says, and by the way, Ben Adams says he's got Kell Brook beating Khan.
Good choice. I'm going to bake some brownies. We're going to eat some brownies that Saturday.
Which is a tougher opponent for Andrade, Johnny Beck or Zach Parker? Honestly, that's another question. I went ahead and I've studied tape on both of those guys ever since all this Johnny Beck, Zach Parker stuff happened. I think Zach Parker is a slightly tougher fight than Johnny Beck because Johnny Beck's a southpaw like Andrade. So when you get two southpaws that fight each other, there's not going to be that time to
advantage or anything. Yeah. Most
of the time when you get orthodox versus southpaw, there's always a couple rounds where the southpaw has to adjust the orthodox's foot positioning and get in place. When you fight a southpaw, you're basically fighting yourself, so you can the feel out process is a lot shorter. So I feel like that would bode well for Andrade against Johnny Beck. Also, Zach Parker is taller than Johnny Beck, longer than Johnny Beck, and he punches as hard, if not harder, than Johnny Beck, and he can switch hit. So the things he brings to the table, I think make him a little bit better than Johnny Beck, tougher than Johnny Beck. I don't know if he's better, but tougher than Johnny Beck. They both had a common opponent in Von Alexander. Johnny Beck fought Von Alexander in Johnny Beck's third or fourth pro fight. He had a split decision victory and went life and death of Von Alexander. Yeah, when Parker fought Von Alexander, he stopped him in 2 rounds.
Yeah, we're watching Parker. But what's crazy, in the middle of throwing combinations, he switched from southpaw, from orthodox to southpaw. It was nailing the combinations in an instant. And being that tall, that mobile, and what I like about him, he's got power. He's got that power to get you to the body and hit you to the body. I think it should be a more challenging fight for Bivol Andrade against a tall fighter like Parker, and Parker's hungry to take it. And Parker was one of the calm. I don't even know who Parker was. That's my son.
Yeah. And Ben Adams makes a hell of a point. He says Zach Parker beat Marcus Morrison better than Chris Eubank Jr. did. He did. And straight up, that gets overlooked.
Wow.
A lot of people downplay Marcus Morrison and say, well, Marcus Morrison sucks because this is the same Marcus Morrison that got outboxed by Tyan Booth. You know Tyan Booth?
Yeah, the guy with the wine thing.
Yeah. Marcus Morrison got outboxed by him. Tyan Booth is
honestly, Tyan Booth was just a prospect back then. He was no big time.
Tyan Booth could have actually been a good fighter. He was undisciplined. He could have actually been a good fighter.
You think so?
Tyan Booth was good. Tyan Booth trained at the Ingle Gym. Tyan Booth was in shape. Tyan Booth had a very awkward. They say Andrew has an ugly style. You watch Tyan Booth fight?
Crazy?
Oh my God, it's such an ugly style. He has an ugly style, but a difficult one to deal with. And he fought Chris Eubank Jr. on like week and a half notice.
So you guys
and took him the distance, I think.
Yeah, and what you could give Booth credit for, when he talks boxing, you gotta respect it because at least he was in the ring and he know what the feeling and he been through it in the rough and the rough.
So yeah, man.
That's a good point you brought out. Thank you.
If Valdez knocks out Shakur, it'll be a huge upset. It only takes one, and Valdez won't quit. He's fought with a broken jaw. It'll be a war, that's for sure. Shakur.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think Valdez is a warrior. I think Valdez goes in there and fights his heart out every time. But look, he's gonna have a lot of will and a lot of spirit. But I think Shakur Stevenson is so good, he's gonna break his will on the spirit.
If you will give one edge, what's the biggest edge you will give?
Valdez?
No.
Shakur
against Valdez.
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense. It's the hardest guy to hit in the sport.
Wow.
The hardest guy to hit in the sport.
Right.
Look at the combi box plus minus numbers. He's got the highest one in the sport because he barely gets hit.
Jesus. And how about if you were to give an advantage to Valdez over Shakur, do you see any weaknesses that Valdez can explore?
Yeah, I see him.
On Shakur.
Everybody has weaknesses, but I just think for Valdez, a lot of him winning that fight comes down to how much damage can he do on Shakur throughout the fight, and when he gets to the back half of the fight, if it gets that far, can he outdog Shakur Stevenson? Because we've seen Shakur dog people who are not on his level.
Right.
But what's going to happen when Shakur fights a guy who's also an Olympian, who's also won big fights, who also has fought with a broken jaw? Like, one thing we know about Valdez is he's tough. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's tough, and he's tested, and he's been through the fire.
Yeah.
You know, he's fought Scott Quigg with a broken jaw. He knocked out Burchell.
Yeah.
He's evolved his style over the years. He's not the same Valdez that fought Scott Quigg or the same Valdez that fought Evgeny Gradovich.
So you could say he's going to bring it too. Basically, is what you're saying.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? You know, this has a chance to be the signature win of his career. Now, shout out to my guy, Arizona Cardinals, Phoenix Suns on God. He says, we'll see if Canelo fights Bivol. Canelo ain't just accepting a 2-fight deal. He's going to work on a fight-by-fight basis.
Probably can make more money off of that.
Yeah,
a lot of people. I never thought of it like that way.
A lot of people are looking at Canelo Alvarez and trying to lock him in long term. And he make a hell of a point. You know, he's worked with all the promoters. He's done what he's needed to do business-wise with all the promoters and established good relationships and bonds with every promoter in the sport. And it'll be no different with it's helped him in his career be able to maneuver how he wants to.
Yeah.
Why would he give up his freedom right now when he can just do fight by fight, make a lot of money in a one-off scenario, and then
he's smart. If he can get $50 million for one fight, buy sign for two, and get barely less than what he can get, he's gonna get everything he can. I don't blame him.
Yeah. So
because one thing that he does do that I do respect a lot about Canelo is in the ring. I mean, in the training. That guy is no joke, and that's why I say Garcia ran away from him. That guy could sit there every day, and he'll put it in every day, in and out in that gym. Something Garcia should learn from, and hopefully, I don't know. Garcia's pissing me off.
Yeah, Logic says speed and defense will get to Shakur to break Valdez mentally in the fight and get him in the victory. Valdez will have to turn this fight into Mexican style and make it a phone booth brawl. He cannot box Shakur from the outside. He can't. and truthfully, I don't think there's anybody in the 130 division that can that's Shakur.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to take Shakur to those deep, dark, uncomfortable places. And this is a statement fight for both these guys. As far as in America, the highest any fighter can do, in my humble opinion, is to headline a big television fight at the MGM Grand. And that's exactly what this fight is. This is a unification fight. Two undefeated fighters unifying the division in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. I would expect, just because I've been to the MGM Grand, I'm going to expect a very pro-Valdez crowd.
I think Shakur's going to bring his crowd.
It's going to be 70-30 for Valdez.
Yeah.
It's going to be slightly better than what Devin Haney experienced against JoJo.
Okay.
Because when I was there when Devin fought JoJo, it was like 85-15 for JoJo Diaz. Nobody would cheer for Devin Haney.
Yeah. But do you think it's going to happen to Shakur? Shakur going to go in and do his thing?
I'm just saying, as far as the crowd, Valdez is going to have the crowd. You're going to hear all the Mexicans. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. You're going to hear that shit that they were cheering when he fought Floyd.
Did it? Oh, yeah. But either way, it's gonna be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I be joking around. I be joking around with my friends who are Mexican, who are fans of like Mexican fighters. I say, isn't that the chant they were cheering when Floyd was schooling Canelo?
Yeah.
They get mad. They get mad, but yeah, it should be a good fight, man. I hope they sack the undercard.
We don't know who the undercard's gonna be yet, right?
No. They just finalized the fight, so
yeah.
I'm sure they'll get like Jared Anderson on there.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the Mason.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna fight. I think
one of them. Yeah. I think one of the Mason brothers will get on the call, like Abdullah Mason, because Shakur works with James Prince. Abdullah Mason's a James Prince. So anybody who's with James Prince, they're candidates to be on the undercard.
Right. No, on both. Yeah.
Logic says, does Shakur and Top Rank seek undisputed if Shakur wins, or does he move up for bigger fights? What would you do if you were the promoter for Shakur? That's a hell of a question. Well, let me see. The other champions are what? Who are the other champions at 130? You got Gutierrez, who is a WBA champion. Gutierrez is supposed to fight Chris Colbert, but he got injured, so maybe he fights Chris Colbert later on in a big unification fight if Colbert can get a hold of that belt. But then, do you really want to wait for Chris Colbert? Right now, as it stands in the 130-pound weight class, you got Gutierrez and you got Kenichi Ogawa. Those are cool fights. If Chris Colbert can get the belt, if Chris Colbert can touch the WBA belt within the next year, and beat Gutierrez, he got to beat Hector Garcia first this weekend, or next weekend.
Yeah.
If he beats Hector Garcia and then beats Gutierrez and later in the year and gets the belt, then I would push for that fight. Try to make that fight within the first half of 2023.
Right.
If that takes longer and Colbert can't get the belt, I would just move Shakur up to 135 and explore a future there, because
135. Ooh,
get
Shakur on there.
Get Shakur a nice tune-up fight at 135. Like, get him a fight with like Tego or like a Comey.
Yeah.
I would say get him like a Comey. Put Shakur in there with like a former world champion like a Richard Comey. He should beat the Comey, because Comey's like, he's lost some fights. He not the most durable. I would say
respectable fighter.
Respectable Comey, he's a dangerous fight. You can't get hit by Comey the wrong way, because he'll put your lights out. But I would say put him in there with Comey if you can't get the Chris Colbert fight, if he can't get a belt the next year, and then after he beats Comey, make a fight with him versus Lomachenko on pay-per-view.
Ooh, that'd be a good
and
fight.
Then that's the fight you could use to really make Shakur a star, or maybe prop up Lomachenko.
Lomachenko's what? How old is he now? That's what I'm looking at too. I mean, you only can wait so long. He's on his 30s now. Lomachenko is what, age-wise?
Yeah.
Lomachenko's not young.
Yeah, so that's what it is, man. But now I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the good comments, the bad comments.
So what do you think is going to happen with Devin Haney then now? What's happening with him now?
Listen, for Devin, look, I like Devin. All right, I'm rooting for
now?
Devin. But Devin, I think he should really go up to 140. 140 is where.
Isn't he have a problem making weight at 135?
Yeah, don't stay at 35. Because
look what happened to Tszyu. Tszyu had to move up.
You can't. I mean, I don't know what the reasoning is. I could speculate. I could say it was Devin's fault. It's Bill's fault. It's George's fault. They're ducking him. He's not. Whatever. He's not getting the fights. All right.
Yeah.
He's not getting the. He's not getting the fight. So go up to 140. Like and pursue a future there.
And Bill the other night on the Boxing Voice, and he was saying like all the narratives from everybody. I forgot what he was saying. Basically, he was if I remember correctly, he was just saying that we'll do whatever we can to make this fight what Cambosis. He will take whatever. Well, he said he'll even put money of his own. He said he will put money of his own. He said we'll do. No, honestly, where does Cambosis go from here now?
I mean, Haney.
I'm sorry, Haney. Where does he go from here?
I really think he's good at 140. And the only way, if I was
so
Devin,
just vacate the belt. Vacate the belt.
If I was Devin, it don't mean shit. He can't get no fight with the belt. Listen, if I'm Devin, the only way I'm staying at 35 is if I can get a tank fight, and he's not getting a tank fight. He's not gonna get a tank fight.
Regardless,
he's not getting no tank fight.
Yeah, I mean, his father was adamant saying he will put money down for the Cambosis fight, whether he does it or not.
He's not getting that fight either. And guess what? It hasn't been official yet, so I can still say this.
Yeah.
I don't even think Loma's getting a Cambosis fight. I still think something's gonna happen. Ryan is gonna get this fight somehow, some way.
You feel
Ryan is just gonna get this fight.
So
and I'm not pivoting off that. I think that's gonna happen.
So that being said, your actually guess is okay. Vacate the WBC belt, move up to 140.
Yeah, go to 140. Like
But you know why?
He'll be stronger up there.
Well, you know why?
He might actually be.
But it might be harder for him to become undisputed at 140, right?
Who gives it?
He wants.
Is he a great fighter?
That's what he says.
It shouldn't fucking matter then.
That's what he said.
Shouldn't matter.
That's what he said. But this is why he's lobbying for 135 because he wants to have that title being undisputed. But because he's not no Mayweather.
No, who is?
Okay, I'm just saying that in his mind.
Jesus M says BT wasn't Demetrius Bauer once a good prospect. He was a very highly touted prospect. 2012 U.S. Olympic alternate. Good fighter. You know, brings a good skill set to the table. I think for this fight with I was watching some of the interviews today, and I'm like, man, he's saying he's all the right things. He's gonna win. He's gonna go there and do this.
No.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
He says 18 years in the boxing game. I'm waiting for this to happen. I don't think. Honestly, I'll tell you what it basically means.
Have you seen him fight? Have you seen Bauer fight?
No, I just got the.
Do you want to see him fight?
Yeah, we'll watch the fight. But I'm saying basically what I heard from what that whole what he's talking is. I got my opportunity. I got my big paycheck from all the 18 years that I've been fighting.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you heard?
Yeah.
So you think Balor's gonna go in there not to win, but just
I mean, he's gonna do his best. I'm not taking that anything can happen, but I just feel that what is it? What 18 years, and he just finally got the chance, and the way he's talking about it already.
No.
Almost. Well, I ain't gonna go there.
Let me see. Loma supposedly agreed to 2 fights in Australia as a B-side in both fights. Loma seeking legacy over money.
I agree with that.
I don't mean. Well, call me a bit of a dickhead, but like it's a little easier to see legacy over money when you already have money. You know.
Oh, you did say
he's at a stage of his career where he gotta seek the legacy over the money. He made money.
He's got money.
He's all he's got to do.
But the other fighters like Ballard and all the other fighters get a chance.
Ballard and all these other guys, they made money. But you know, listen. It's not even finalized, so I don't know why everybody's giving him credit. Like, I'm not saying, like, he signed his contract. Like, he's trying to position himself. He gets credit for that. But I'm saying, like, people need to really hold up. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you guys. You guys don't want to listen. I'm going to keep telling you guys until I get blue in the face. Ryan Garcia is the guy that the powers that be in boxing want to make a star because he's the only one who really has the following outside of boxing.
And the money speaks at the end of the day.
So I'm just saying.
I'm with BT on this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if that fight ever happened, or by chance, Lomachenko or Kambosos, I'm taking Lomachenko.
Yeah. But
in reality, I'm gonna go. Like I've been saying this whole life. BT just doesn't say something just to say it, and it makes sense. Ryan Garcia says, "I'm the star. I can go anywhere and sell anywhere." He's that confident himself, even with being off for 2 years or whatever he's been off because of mental illness. He's even saying, "I can go anywhere and sell." He's that confident. So if he's that confident, what do you think the promoters, anybody that wants to make money, want to do?
Here's what it is. MB20 says, I'm glad Davis didn't get the fight. This way he has to go through Lomachenko. I don't want to see Devin Haney whoop up on Kambosos and move up.
Well, in this case, I think he's got to do something. He can't sit back. I get it. He wants to have that title. If he beats Kambosos, get that chance to say, okay, I was moves. I was undisputed. What you got? Hey, man. Hey, we love you, man.
You gotta tell the motherfucking truth about Dan.
Yeah.
You gotta tell him. Hey, Devin Haney got the most bitches. He got the most money.
Yeah, Instagram. I got all the Instagram. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's what he wants, a title, and I get it. But you know what? The reality is, Kambosos is gonna move on from you. He's tired of your bullshit, and now you come out the last minute and say, okay, I'm willing to go ahead and match you whatever offer you wanted for Lomachenko. You should have done that from the get-go. Maybe you would have got the fight.
Jesus Sem says, BT, what are your thoughts on Francisco Vargas versus Raul Valenzuela? Is that happening? Is that really happening? What you know about El Bandito, Francisco Vargas?
He throws. He brings it.
He brings it.
So, but I mean,
that's a good little. Yeah. That's a decent little step-up fight for. That's a decent little step-up fight for Raul.
Nobody knows that. Is he saying it's gonna happen?
Vargas is old. Vargas hasn't really. Vargas hasn't been fighting really. And he hasn't had a great performance in a while. I know Vargas did fight Isak Cruz last year on the Charlo Montiel undercard, but it'll be good because Vargas is gonna let his hands go. Ryle likes to let his hands go, and we'll see what he can do. Hey, good fight.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Who you got? Gamboa?
Oh God!
I gotta bring it to you. Gamboa or Pitbull Cruz? Who you got?
Man, I'm disappointed in Cruz. He gets
that's his fault.
He gets better as Ryan. He fighting Gamboa?
that's the promoters that got him
Yeah,
that
I
fight.
know.
You know, I mean, I really want to see Garcia and that. And you said that was never going to happen anyway.
That was never gonna happen. But fuck, Gamboa.
They're trying to bring
All for the Gamboa.
Like Gamboa's a
Gamboa's
name in boxing. Yeah, we know he's a broke down horse, and he's not going to really do much to the outcome. I got Pitbull winning the fight, but because Gamboa's got a name, we'll bring minority people get to know Pitbull Cruz is. I think.
Yeah. Hyro says the stream almost over. Are we to that point where it's anything goes? Yeah. It is hard. He just been sitting there waiting for us.
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
Talk this boxing shot. I'm gonna ask him.
Good. Oh my lord! Come on, Harold.
Hey yo, Devin Haney's hype man kills me every time. You mean Church?
Oh,
Top choice Rolls
you were
Royce.
lying about that.
Top choice Rolls Royce. Lord Devin Haney.
You interviewed him. Check him out on Brandon's channel. He's crazy, that hype man.
Man, Cruz dug Gamboa's corpse up for this one. Gamboa is just the guy that PBC uses as an opponent for everyone.
I mean, he's been how long has he been in fighting? I thought he was done with boxing.
He want to go.
God bless Gamboa.
God bless him. You know, he get his payday. I'm not gonna hate on him for making some money, but man, like it'd be really unfortunate to see Gamboa get hurt or stay in the sport too long. But you know what? You know, he's choosing that path. So you know, all more power to him.
Pitbull, I mean, he's got to get the name. He's got behind that, so that's going to help him. I think Sean Gibbons can put him in better fights than that, though. I think he can get better fights than that.
I mean, Sean Gibbons gonna put him in there because if he wins and knocks him out, he's gonna say he knocked out a former world champion. You know,
that's good as resume.
Gamboa went like what? Gamboa went 12 rounds with Haney. Right? This is with Haney.
He got a bad. He had one bad foot leg.
Haney. He went. This is with Haney.
Yeah.
He got to the 12th round with Gamboa before Tank stopped him.
Yeah.
Gamboa durable. You can see what you want. Hyro says, BT, did you see my New Japan wrestling clips? I did see him. I saw the Chris Jericho one you posted yesterday.
Lord bless you.
Gamboa is washed. He used to be a good fighter. No, Gamboa is he's a wily veteran at this point in his career. He's not like a. You're not gonna go in there and just punch up on Gamboa.
Yeah. He
gave Tank rounds. He gave Haney rounds, even at his age now. So he's good for that. He's good to give a fighter rounds. And I've seen Gamboa spar Marco Paz. I've seen Gamboa spar young fighters.
Wow.
And when you see Gamboa spar, you say, damn.
He's serious?
He's not that bad. He's still good. He's still got a little bit in the tank. But Isak should beat him. Canelo told Michael Carpenter to stop capping. Yeah, thank God, bro. Thank God. Like, fuck Mike Carpenter. Like, I mean, God bless him. He's doing what he's doing, grinding and whatnot. But every time he reports something, it's never the truth.
Well, odds have you be a better man, you would have bet on it.
Never bet on it. I wouldn't. Jesus M says, I want to see Otar versus Pitbull, but supposedly Otar has no name. Man, Otar Aronosian is one of the most exciting fighters in boxing.
He's finally going to come out.
Listen, man, Sean Gibbons, listen, these managers know who Otar is.
Yeah,
they don't want that smoke.
That's why they call him out.
They don't want that smoke. They're not gonna fight Otar unless he got a belt. Pops, Cody Rhodes is the son of Dusty Rhodes. He's returning to WWE. I want to see him in the Elimination Champion in Saudi Arabia.
No, man, he's old. Look, Cody.
Cody's
fighting in his 30s, 40s, right?
Cody's his son.
Yeah, I know who. I've seen the fight. Yeah.
Majestic TV says, "Nice haircut, guys. When did you get it done? We got it done right at the house."
Yeah.
Pops broke them clippers out. Well, no. What's crazy was the clippers were already broke.
Yeah, broke.
So Pops was over one day. He was just fiddling around the clippers.
I couldn't handle my hair no more.
And he fixed the clippers. And he cut his own shit off before we went live one day.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I gotta do the same thing. So I cut mine the day right after. And so we got it done right here at the house at True School Barbershop in the kitchen.
That's it. One thing we're gonna have is barbershop.
Yeah. Screw Michael Carpenter. He acts like Eddie Reynoso didn't say this on the State of Boxing. Say what, Hyro? What didn't he say? Roy Driver says, Tim Tszyu versus Charlo. Who you got if it happens? Castagna pulled out due to injury, and Tszyu wants to be the replacement. He does. He wants all the smoke.
I like that.
I like that. Tim Tszyu's trying to make a name for himself in boxing. I'm a favorite Charlo, just slightly because Tim Tszyu I still think needs some work. I saw one chain in the armor was in the back half of that Takashi Inoue fight. He was pushing his punches. And I still think he's a fighter too. Away from the world title, but I admire his ambition. He might put it together that one night.
Yeah.
But one thing we know about Charlo is this man punched hard for all 12 rounds. Jamel punched hard. He's dangerous for all 12 rounds. We saw when he fought Harrison, was like that. When he fought Castagna, was like that. And it's gonna be no different here.
If you think he's gonna come in and take it easy after twice that Castagna didn't fight him, he got more angry.
That's right. Shout out to my man Kelmer. Kelmer says Americans for Chocolatito. Damn right. Yeah. Chocolatito, the real TV. He's been looking like a straight monster in training. Yeah. Oh. He gonna beat the shit out of us.
I seen him that ice
Julio Cesar Martinez. Yeah.
He's like shaking. Yeah. He playing.
He's not playing, so you know it is what it is. But listen, guys, on that note, look, I don't want to. Well, you know what? It's 11:40. We'll go 10 more minutes. We'll take it all the way to midnight. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark here on the live, so it's 11:49 now. We'll go all the way to midnight. So any questions you guys got? It could be boxing related, anything. Boxing. This is the anything goes part of the live. You got 10 minutes to ask whatever you want, and we're gonna acknowledge it. So till midnight we'll be here live. Hyro says Mike acts like. His story is 100% confirmed and didn't acknowledge Reynoso's tweet on the state of boxing. He didn't.
That's crazy.
And look, to the fine people at ESPN, man, like, I'm not gonna name no names. I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but you guys gave Michael Coppinger the ESPN job. There's more reputable boxing reporters than Coppinger. That's just me. Connor Brook. I got Kell Brook by 6th-round stoppage. Pops has Brook by 8th-round stoppage.
Man, what kind of belt is this? Never for the bullshit.
Oh, the Union belt.
What is that shit?
Yeah, the WBC created a new belt. I think we'll get to that in a second. But Jesus M says, BT, can you explain how Canelo generates all his power? He punches different than others. Yeah. So Canelo, if you look at how he trains when he does his strength training, he focuses a lot on the lower half of his body. Probably more than most fighters. And when he throws his hook, like most fighters are always focused on throwing the tighter hooks. What Canelo does when he throws his hooks, a lot of the ways he lands his hooks are based off deception. So he might throw a jab and turn it into a hook, or he might look like he's going to throw a hook to the body and then switch it to the head at the last second. His hooks are very wide, and the reason, if you look at a Canelo hook and you compare it to the hook of another fighter, a lot of fighters' hooks are a lot tighter than Canelo's. Canelo's hook's wider, and the reason it's wider is because it gives Canelo that time to switch the hook in the middle of when he's throwing it.
Wow. What was you about the Union belt?
Huh?
The Union belt.
But the Union belt, right?
What the shit is that?
So look, Paz brought this up, and I wanted to bring this up. WBC Union belt. So the WBC has created yet another commemorative belt for the Tyson Fury versus Dillian White fight. Man. So we have the WBC Union belt. This is it. It's, I mean, you see this clearly a British flag on it.
Yeah, geez,
that's what it's for. But let's read it, because I didn't read through this. So it says the World Boxing Council has created a new commemorative belt to present to the winner of the upcoming mandatory fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian White. A spokesman from the WBC said the following, and I quote, "The unique belt will be presented as a special trophy to the winner of the highly anticipated fight between WBC champion Tyson Fury and WBC interim heavyweight champion Dillian White. The Union belt extols special elements to celebrate and commemorate the United Kingdom through boxing." Celebration. The celebration of British boxing, man.
How much is it going to cost them?
They don't charge for the commemorative belts.
They don't?
They don't. I asked Lou about that one. The WBC does not charge for commemorative belt, people. So if you're wondering if it's an extra sanctioning fee, I used to think it was an extra sanctioning fee.
Yeah, it's not.
It's actually not. It comes with winning. So
okay.
So
good. Shout out to so I got to do a different.
I mean, look, at least they made something that wasn't a Mexican belt. Yeah, the only commemorative belts they made so far have been the Mexican belt, the Mayan belt, the Meticio belt. Oh my it's God. Good to like. I'm not trying to hit on the neck. I'm just saying because there's all these conspiracies that the WBC favors Mexican fighters. Yeah, I believe that to be true. Yeah. But it's good to see them at least making a belt for a country other than
the UK. Shout out to the UK.
When's the American belt coming?
That should been a long time.
We should have the American belt.
First one.
When they making the Stars and Stripes belt?
When we got the first heavyweight American champion.
The WBC has so many niche belts made for fights. I don't mind it. It's not defendable belt. It's more like a trophy.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I thought I got misinformed. I thought that every time they come up with a belt that they were taking a sanction money from the belt, but they're not.
Oh yeah, this is funny. Hyro says, "Who remembers the Black Lives Matter belt with the Charlo?" Yeah, they had one.
Are you serious?
I think I think it was when Jamal. I don't know if it was Jamal or Jamel, but I think it might have been. It was when Jamal Charlo fought Montiel. They had a Black Lives Matter belt.
Wow, man!
For Juneteenth.
Yeah, when we get our first American heavyweight that we haven't had in a long time, that's when we're gonna get the American belt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we get that. And that's gonna be when Anderson Big Baby Anderson wins.
Yeah, man. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's cool. Hopefully, they make the WBC Stars and Stripes belt soon.
Yeah.
To commemorate the good old USA where they make all their money.
That's right.
Todd Whitley, shout out to him. He says, "I will not spend a penny on Canelo fight. He turned down Charlo and Benavidez deal for Bivol and a 40-year-old." Well, actually,
not confirmed.
Todd. And I want to tell everybody this, okay? You're actually, for the time being, Todd, you're actually wrong because Canelo came out himself. This is Canelo about an hour ago, just over an hour ago. He said about my next fight on Twitter from his own account. You see the blue check mark. About my next fight, nothing is confirmed. So any reports we've been hearing, it's just all talk. We're getting excited.
The domino effect keeps rolling.
It keeps going. So the saga continues. You know? But we'll see. Women's boxing fights makes fights quicker than men's boxing. Yeah, I mean they're 2-minute rounds, so it's understandable. The Black Lives Matter belt was for Roy Jones and Tyson. Oh, you're right. Thank you.
It?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense for Fernando Montiel or Juan Montiel to have the Black Lives Matter belt.
Thank you.
You're right.
Point. Thank you.
Was that fight? Who won that fight? Was Mike Tyson won that fight? Was that a draw?
I think Mike Tyson won that fight.
So Mike Tyson's the Black Lives Matter champion?
He's a champion.
Pops, you will be a big fan of Kenny Omega's entrances. Yeah, Kenny Omega is the guy from the Golden Lovers from New Japan.
Listen, man, don't get into that bullshit, man. You always get that coffee, man.
New Japan wrestling.
Man, I don't want to hear about that shit, girls like I don't want to hear that shit, man. Come on, man. Fake ass wrestling.
You might see Kenny. You might
really not getting it. Just fake.
You might watch WWE one day. You might see.
No, I'm not gonna see that crap.
You might see Kenny Omega switch over to
No,
WWE.
I don't want to hear that rubbish. Trash.
Funny, the WBC made a Juneteenth belt for Charlo Montiel. What happened? What would have happened if Montiel would have won that belt? That would have been hilarious.
Oh wow!
Because Juneteenth. You know what Juneteenth is? It's a holiday, or it's to try to make it a holiday. It's June 19th.
Yeah,
it's to celebrate the day that the black slaves got freed.
Okay, listen.
So look, so the WBC made a Think about it though. The WBC made a Juneteenth belt, but he's asking me, what would happen if Juan Montiel, who's Mexican, would have won the Juneteenth belt?
That's crazy.
Oh,
they're gonna have to redo one.
Huh?
They're gonna have to redo one. They're gonna have to do.
It would have been it.
They're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Shoot.
We got another super chat. Shout out to my guy, Drunken Boxing MMA. So again, like I always say, when we see when the super chats when the super chats come out, so does Don King. So Don King, talk to him.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
Right, that's right. And Don King ain't the only one that lets the good times roll. You know, Scott Steiner let the good times roll too. Put these fools in the Steiner recliner.
Up and grind. And it's only a matter of time because he called me the big bad booty daddy.
So stupid.
All right, shout out to my man, Drunken Boxing Master. MMA. He says, "What's good? Hey, what's good, fellas? We
God
good,
bless.
champ? You know, we're here on the live talking boxing. You know, having a
Winding down
a little bit.
Yeah,
We got maybe like 5 to 10 minutes left. So just
shout, just some more questions, whatever.
Ask
Thank you
questions.
so much. Blessings to you for supporting the channel. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you, champ. BT, when should Canelo announce the bout before saying but before we say it's getting too late? I say the end of the month. I think we're in February.
I mean, I thought it was
his fight's gonna be May 7th. Yeah, I'm thinking by the end of this month we gotta hear something.
About 2 weeks ago, I thought this was gonna come out. Nothing's everything's changed.
Did y'all lose a bet or something? Is that why I cut y'all hair? No, we didn't. No. We cut her hair because he. I wanted to get a haircut.
I'm more like
he wanted to get a haircut.
Thing. I always
he fixed the clippers, so we just.
I'm more like the.
I lose no bet.
If I only have like barely an inch, I have to cut my hair. I can't deal with it.
You ain't got no damn hair.
I gotta cut my hair.
You ain't had hair since the Obama administration.
It's a military thing, man.
This man, listen, this guy for a guy who says he don't care about people think. This man be getting so conscious. I'll be telling Papa like, look, man, you
listen, my hair like this.
You ain't got no damn hair.
Listen, you gotta look good.
I gotta cut my hair and look good. You ain't got no damn hair. Man,
they say, but this is what Montel was around. They used to say, bald head is sexy. You know what I'm saying? I keep it like this, low, and I look sexy. You know, and I look good when I go out. You gotta represent. You can't look like a mop. You can't have a mop in your hair. You can't have a mop.
Let me see. Shout out to Logic. He says first Canelo's fighting Makabu, then Charlo, then Bivol, then GGG, then possibly Benavidez and Charlo. Until it's inked, it's just good boxing.
Yeah, that's it. So
and that's what I say.
Right on it. You hit right on.
Hyro says, Pops, can you do fades? Can you cut fades?
I don't know. I can practice it. I'll let you know.
No, he ain't practicing on me. I just tell Pops, mate.
No.
Listen, you just
shake
my head.
I can do it probably. It's not that hard.
Yeah. You know, might need to have the, you know, when we get True School Sports going on these fights out of town.
Hi, when you drop your truck, you got to find his female front. I'll give you a fade fighter. You know what I'm saying? Just joking, Harold. Just joking.
Yeah. But listen, guys. On that note, look, it's about to be midnight here. We've had a great time talking to you.
Thank you again.
Pops has to get some rest. I've got videos I got to knock out. But we've had a great time talking to you. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, let me just let you guys know once again, program reminders to tomorrow night, or I should say later on today. We'll be live for the Showtime card featuring Nahir Albright and Jermaine Ortiz. A lot of good prospects in that card. So you're gonna want to watch it. Watch along with us. It'll be on Showtime. And then Saturday, you know, the big one, you know, Brook versus Khan, the grudge match. We'll be live for that in the afternoon, and then at night, Jaime Munguia fights Demetrius Ballard.
That's it.
And so three live fight reactions, 2 days. It's gonna be a momentous occasion.
And stay tuned tomorrow, because tomorrow usually those prospect fights end up being real fire burners. I mean, that's pretty good. We say here sometimes we dragged it out, but sometimes it's been really good fights.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be a real fun 2 days, and I hope you guys stop along and join, and definitely do that, and also just check out all the videos that drop on the channel, because I do plan on putting out quite a lot of videos in between the lives. So
Paul Andre one, you know, that's one you gotta check out.
So yeah, look out for that. But look, any final thoughts, Pops, before we end the live?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you all. Thank you for supporting us, and just taking the time for making it a family time, as we will say here from True School Sports to all our subscribers, and whether we agree or not, thank you so much for your intake, and it makes it a better life for all of us.
Absolutely. So yeah, you guys take care of yourself. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Showtime live fight reaction. And yeah, like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.